right, let's do a cheers to the Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that cake's hot.
4, 3, 2, 1. It is all over. The Edmonton Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
For the win. Draisaitl centers. McDavid tips it home. Game over.
Gretzky going in. Suter trying to get back. Gretzky with his number 4. It's the 6 o'clock.
Very impressive. Taken a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine.
Girl, I can't understand it. Why you wanna hurt me?
That's why it's the Stanley Cup.
After all of the things I've done for you.
It's hard. It's hard.
I buy you champagne and roses, put diamonds on your finger. Still you hang out all night. What am I to do? My girl wants to party all the time, party all the
Good night, golden nights. It's a gentleman's sweet. Good night, golden nights. Cup and put you to sleep. You'll never be a winner, 'cause you can't beat Stuart Skinner. Good night, golden nights. Oh, it is so sweet.
6:08 on a Friday. What is up, fine gentlemen? Can't do that again. I mean, unless they do it in the next round.
Good night, Maple Leafs. Yeah, you can
Good.
repurpose that. You can do a quick edit. Eh?
Probably do a lot of different things on that, I think. Yesterday's show was one for the ages. What can I say? Thank you to everybody who checked it out yesterday. We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun yesterday. I like the in-character shows. I don't know what else we could do.
Well,
but,
and in your case, the multi-character shows. I mean, you had it all going in.
Yeah, no, that is true.
Didn't get that Santa Claus visit, though, in the end.
Not yet. Not yet. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. There's a few things coming out of yesterday's show that we certainly have to discuss. Also, somebody dropped off pocket watches
some
for us.
timepieces, eh?
God, this is great. Now we have to hope for a gentleman's sweep against Dallas or Winnipeg.
Trev, do you want the steam engine or the Old English?
Look at
You
this
have one
one.
over there.
I
Huh?
have
This
my
is,
own horse.
The Eiffel Tower.
Pegasus, I guess.
Do you know who dropped these off?
Yeah, who dropped these
I
off?
was listening.
Reveal yourself.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I know they
Clearly
were
not
talking-
Fergie.
I know they were talking
Yeah, not
about it.
Fergie. He had kept his. Now I feel like Flavor Flav. I'm going to wrap this around my neck. This is very cool. I guess it just hangs off your stuff. Good nights. Golden nights.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Look at this. Oh, what time is it? I'm going to check on my watch. Oh, you hold it like this and then you snap it back up, right? Boom.
Something like that.
Oh, this would be great. Hopefully you can do that again. I like this. Perfect. Whoever dropped those off, reveal yourself.
Yeah.
Right? It'd be hidden for the rest of your days. Thank you very much. We love that. This is terrific. The Nielson Show today and every day brought to you by Southport Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot. Truck month continues. They've got deals that hit harder and more often. than Zach Hyman on Silverado 1500s and heavy duties. 0% financing for up to 72 months OAC on Silverado 1500 crew cabs, which you know where they're built? In Canada. Big discounts on all Silverados. We're coming at you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studio today. Of course, you can text us anytime. That'll get you into the old PJ's inbox, the Paris Jewelers inbox. We will get into that. And one of your text messages today will win the text of the day for A&W, where they've got that Steakhouse Teen Burger, which we still anxiously wait for Teen Burger Tina to drop it off.
Time's ticking, Tina.
Is it time?
Time's ticking.
Oh, is it time for Tina to arrive? Well,
Tina
let's
time.
see. Not yet.
Every time you smash that glass now, I'm looking at
Now, I have to wind my
Pavlov's
watch, right?
dog.
Isn't that what you do? Do you wind your watch to get it on proper time?
Yeah, I don't even know how
I
you
always wanted
set
to
that.
wind a
Yeah.
watch. Me neither.
Does it have a little light in it if you can?
I don't know. Anyway, we've got our watches now, so that's exciting.
Can you take it in the pool with you when you go swimming?
I hope so. I sure hope so. All right, 780-218-9999. Lingus is over in the chat. We also have a text from Dirty Dawn. People are very rattled by Reid's stubbornness to
Well-
not accept the gentleman's sweep.
We'll have to pound him into submission later on in the show.
He'll be on today
Oh,
at
yeah.
7:45, and he'll answer for himself. Lingus over in the chat says, Dusty, can you sit down with Reid and tell him we do know the Oilers did not purposefully let the Knights win one game? He is very negative about the gentleman's sweep. And then old Dirty Don in the Paris Jewelers inbox this morning. Hey, guys, what are your thoughts on Reid not embracing the gentleman's sweep? I love Reid. I'm going to be 41, and I believe I'm an old school believer. But new trends keep the younger generation interested. Some things you just have to let happen. The gentleman's sweep is one of them.
It's an interesting hill Reid's choosing to die on here. We've been talking about how much fun it is. I saw him yesterday. He was sitting alone in the hangout. Hoopla. People were playing Techmo. Everything's going. He's sitting there. And I walk in. I said, hey, Reid. He goes, I just want to say I really enjoy coming here every day. and we enjoy him. But this is the thing. This is the thing that's sticking out. He will not embrace the gentleman's sweep.
He loves working here.
He loves doing everything else. He'll join you in any bit. He'll if you want him on the show, all these things, but not the gentleman's sweep. There's something must have happened.
Yes,
You know
back
what I'm
in his
saying?
past.
Yeah, like
He
a
used to be-
gentleman hit him with a broom, and he's kind of
As a child, he was a huge fan of the gentleman's sweep. And then something traumatic happened, and he can no longer accept the gentleman's sweep being a thing.
It's the only explainable.
Yeah. This could
He's
be how
so
you win text of the day
anti-sweep.
today.
Yeah.
Real reasons Reid Wilkins hates the gentleman's sweep. They used to force him to do it at Shed.
And he had to wear a top hat. He just
It was the Wolf. The Wolf dropped him off.
should have guessed.
The Wolf texts in and says,
Ow.
the Wolf dropped off a bunch of watches for a bunch of established gentlemen. That's good. RBM says, yes, more themed shows. If we were to do a theme, what would the next theme show be?
Well, you could have joined me in a pantsless program. That would, the three of us.
We could have done a pants-free program. We could do a Tuesday where we're all dressed up like Tombstone guys. I mean, that'd be an easy one somewhere down the road. I don't know what would unlock that Easter egg.
Borrow Normology's costumes.
They got them all for. I can't remember if they said they got them cheaper. They actually ended up paying quite a bit for them. Actually, I think what the story was that the Lude crew there, they had ordered some stuff cheaper online, and then it didn't show up, so they had to go kind of splurge, and then
yeah,
it kind
it
of
was
backfired
something like
on
that.
them.
Yeah. I mean, we take out the EST credit card and we could really
HR Daddy, just so you know, there's going to be some
up and down the aisles of Party City.
some invoices rolling in here. All right, 780-218-9999. The real reasons Reid. If we get enough good real reasons Reid Wilkins is anti-gentleman sweep, we will read them to him when he joins us today around 7:45.
Yeah, and then we'll study his character to see when he twinges, and that'll be the one. You'll
what's
know
the
the one
moment?
because
What's the moment? You watch his eyes.
Yeah.
Like in the TV show Fringe. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty good. All right, let's lay out the show for you today. If you were watching over on YouTube today, amazing day yesterday. Absolutely incredible. We hit 1,000 likes. It's a new record, 7:32 in the morning. It's going to be tough to break. I know you're capable of it at some point, but we broke the old record by 21 minutes. So huge day yesterday. We must be over 1,600. Hey, after the fact, I would think.
1,717 likes.
We had 1,717 likes yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, we
Does
smashed
that
out old
beat
record
Maddie's
too.
record?
Oh yeah, it was 15,
He was
62,
disputing the
63,
numbers, eh?
64.
Yeah, he had a disagreement.
Oh wow,
with
we
me.
crushed it.
He was-
You were off by 4.
Take that, Maddie.
You were off by 4, Trev.
Yeah.
So what?
Guess what, Maddie? Your old records don't matter anymore. The new record is what, 17? 17? That's an easy one to remember.
That's
Well, thank you everybody for hammering the thumbs up for us yesterday. That was terrific. Hammer the thumbs up at your leisure today.
well, it's Leafs Choke Friday, heading into a long weekend.
Yeah, if you're excited about that, hammer
man.
the thumbs up. God, can
The
you,
vibes continue.
what a perfect way to go into a long weekend.
Yeah.
With
and
the Leafs getting smashed tonight, probably.
Jet Stars prolonged last night as well. I mean,
Well, that was huge. Let's just lay it out now. I guess we can talk. So we got a text yesterday that was off the record, and if Dallas and Carolina both won last night, Oilers Stars was starting tomorrow. They were going to start Oilers Stars on Saturday, and right away I was like, no, like we want Game 1 vibes on the air. So I was fully invested in the Jets win last night. And they ended up getting it done. Now we're looking at the earliest, if that series ends in 6, Oilers Stars probably start Tuesday. If it ends up going 7, we're likely looking at a Wednesday start.
See, I like a Tuesday because you're coming off the long weekend.
I know, it's perfect.
And you can get right back into the.
I know.
Yeah, it's
Like we do this show
ideal.
today. This show's an awesome
Enjoy your weekend.
mid-round reset.
Yeah.
Going into the weekend. We're going to have a ton of fun still, but it's different. And then to come in on a Tuesday morning and drop the Game 1, it's going to be great. It's going to be absolutely splendid. Chris Dixon is in. Guys, Reid's childhood T-ball team agreed to a gentleman's sweep and ended up blowing a 3-0 lead, and he's just never recovered.
yeah. He's part of one, wasn't he?
Yeah, what is Reid Wilkins' gentleman's sweep traumas from the past? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. I'm going to save some of these, and we'll get him to read when he pops on the show. He'll be on around 7:45 today. Didn't want to join us yesterday because he faked an eye appointment, so he didn't have to come on the Gentleman Sweep show.
He even had a medical bracelet and everything. Like
Yeah.
he goes the distance. When he fakes
Sure,
it.
Reid. I'm sure. Where'd you get that on Amazon? Eh?
Yeah.
Big Maple says Reid used to sweep up after hours at the Gentleman's Club until an injury forced him to become the bookbinder. And now any mention of the word gentleman or sweep in the same sentence triggers emotional distress. These are good ones. Other reasons Reid is so anti gentleman's sweep.
I like taking it out of the sports realm. I love him getting beaten with a broom by a man with a monocle. Somebody even worked in his eye injury.
They worked that in too. Give it to me. Do you got it?
Reid has PTSD. He was a broom boy. No, is that the one you read from Jason the Pharmacist?
No. But it's
So this is a
almost very
different one.
similar to Big
They
Maple.
all have strip clubs involved,
Yeah.
obviously. With Reid has PTSD from his days as a broom boy at the strip club, where he's always told after each dance the ladies make the money and gentlemen sweep. But where's the one with the? Here it is, Lingus. It finally makes sense. Reid's detached retina was caused by wayward broom bristle. And the PTSD about sweeping has even included the gentleman's sweep, which is unfortunate but understandable. And then Gordo chimes in, I'm with Reid. A sweep has to be 4 wins in a row, yada, yada. Like,
Oh, come on,
get
Gordo.
out of here.
Gordo,
We don't need that.
Gordo, we don't need that negative energy today. Are you serious?
And what makes it even more gentlemanly is Leon scored for them. That was the whole point of this version of a gentleman's sweep.
This is a good one from Corey B. A gentleman's sweep tried to sweep Reid's mother off her feet and break up his family. Which is funny because his parents are great. But that's why.
It never happened, but he tried.
Gentleman's sweep almost broke up my parents' marriage.
Ding dong. Hello, I'm a gentleman. I'm here for your mother.
780-218-9999. We're off and running again, aren't we? Okay, we've got lots to get to. Let's lay out the show for you today. We're almost changing 100 already, so hammer the thumbs up for us. Big Rig Butcher just says he's miffed because we didn't include the bookbinder in the bid. Bookbinder would love a gentleman's sweep, I think. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's,
probably.
Anyway, Reid will join us. Morning announcements coming up. The fan zone will happen at 6:30 today with the all important question: are the Edmonton Oilers the Stanley Cup favorite at this point in your mind? 780-218-9999. We're going to crack some packs for Wayne Sports Cards. New product release week. I got us a couple of packs of Metal Universe.
Oh, yeah.
This stuff just came out. These are the ones you're looking for, the precious metal gems cards. They're pretty valuable. We're going to do some of this in a crack pack break on Sunday. And then because of some of the boxes I got, we got these overtime packs as well. So we'll open up these around, might even do card cam today. We'll open up those around 6:45 today. 3 guests on the show today. Chris Johnston's going to join us for Pro-Am Sports just after 7 o'clock. We'll have your Play Alberta early bird bet of the day. It did hit yesterday. We had a nice day on that EST specials page over at Play Alberta because the early bird special hit, the early bird bet hit. It was Scheifele point, Ehlers point. They both had goals. And the Jets to win. That was over 2-1. I had Jets money line, Jokic over 28.5 points. He finished with 29. So it was a bit of a sweat, but that one cashed. That was over 2-1 as well. Jay's play of the day hit. He was on the Nuggets plus the points and the over in that game. So that worked out. The one that didn't hit yesterday was my play of the day, in which I had Jokic. This is a real stinger too. I had Jokic over 51.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So in game 5, that number was set at 50.5. Last night, it was set at 51.5. And I swear to God, he finished with 51. So it would have cashed on game 5's number, falls one short. Legitimately, smack dab on the middle. So that one sucked, or we would have gone 4 for 5 yesterday. I don't know if the DJ and Den parlay hit.
Damn you, Jamal Murray.
Yeah, man. Pass the ball to Jokic, dude. Killing me. That's a good for the Italian Center at 7:30. And what do we got cooked up here?
A Gene Principe pepperoni pie with peppers,
Pie.
please.
Give me a piece.
Pronto.
We'll have that around 7:30 today.
And I still got one in my fridge at home.
You got the extra at home
Thanks, supper tonight, too.
You're going double Principes on a Friday? Does anybody live a better life than this guy? Come on. Does anybody live a better life than that man right there? I don't think so.
I'm looking at one.
YouTube Trev.
Well, that's you, LT.
Good
I don't.
night.
I don't have pizza.
I ain't going to a house party tonight.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
house
yeah.
party, too.
Yeah.
You're going to house
We
party
didn't even
tonight?
discuss
Yup.
that prior to the...
What?
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Beer darts.
How's
Beer
that?
darts.
Before the day.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
going to a house
Oh,
party
yeah,
and
yeah.
then heading out on a little date tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Beer
I'd
darts.
gladly exchange 2 pies for that.
I'm gonna have. Oh, sorry. So I'm not gonna.
Yeah, are you doing accents still?
It's a habit. Okay.
Well, so you're going to a house party, then meeting up with a lady friend for drinks.
No.
Oh,
Maybe.
man.
Yeah.
I
If
mean,
you say it in the constipated
Yes.
Irishman accent,
Yes.
it doesn't matter. You could just...
I'll be ordering pizza and watching a movie with the kids, which I also love.
No. It's all...
But
yeah.
that
good
harkens back to the days before.
Yes. Of course.
That's pretty good.
It's been a minute since I've been to a house party, so can't wait.
What if you end up having so much fun at the house party you don't want to leave though?
Yeah, that's a good chance that might happen.
It could be a predicament you face.
Yes.
Worlds colliding.
Yeah. Anyway, Reid Wilkins, anti-gentleman sweep, foremost leader in that category, I guess. He'll join us around 7:45. Kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many. Chris Morris will join us at 8:20 today. We'll catch up with the president of the Double E. They too. Hey, Chris Morris and the Elks, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club. Play Alberta Field at Commonwealth Stadium. Gotta love it.
Come to play.
Yeah, so that's good. We're going to catch up with Chris, talk about the significance of that deal. And we haven't chatted with Chris since the commissioner change. So I want to get his thoughts on the new commish as well.
JJ Lapp impressing as well at training camp I saw out there.
That was your guy. You're a JJ Lapp truther.
JJ Lapp is like Arkell Smith to a Bootski. Like that's the whole, right? Like that's their...
Wow. JJ Lapp is the Arkell Smith of Zach Mathis's. Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the week coming up. I'm just going to call him Don, because I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name.
Don T.
His last name is spelled T-S-E. Don. It's got. I'm very curious. I can't wait to have this guy on.
I think that's the first question you ask him. Yeah.
How do you say your last name? TSE.
It's got to be Tissy.
Tissy. You think? I don't think.
Has to be.
I don't know.
I don't.
I don't know if it has to
I mean,
be.
that's a pretty. You were pretty adamant about that.
Yeah,
Like it's got to be Tissy.
What? Don't
If
Tissy.
it's not Tissy,
Yeah.
my accent wasn't 100 out of 100.
Well, what else is it going to be? What else can you do there?
I probably
To say?
I don't know.
No, that's
I
not
don't
a
know if Tissy.
Yes.
Now we've got some drama on the show. Like
That's not
you got to
drama.
be around for beer of the week just to figure out what this guy's name is.
Don Tissy.
Don Tissy.
I'm saying it now. That's your.
So you're calling Tissy.
Yes, that's your early bird bet of the day.
I'm gonna.
From
You know what I'm
YouTube
saying? I'm gonna say. You know what? You know what we should do. We should have old wordsmith Reid Wilkins
Oh.
tell us how to pronounce TSE when
Yep,
he's on at
that's
7:45.
He'll know.
He will know.
I think it's gonna be Tush.
no.
What if they're all
one's
silent?
name
Don Tush.
No one's
Tush?
name has ever been that.
I think so.
No, Don joining us right now.
RCN says it's just C. Oh, well, that'd be disappointing.
Don C.
We got
That would.
Don
sure.
C. I mean, maybe it's C.
I think it's Tissy.
Tamara the Wig Lady says don't pronounce the T. No, you know what? I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to pronounce it. I guess. All right, we bring in Don Tish.
Or to see.
To see.
You got to elevate on
To
the.
see. All right, 780-218-9999. Lots of great text messages filtering into that Parachuters inbox today on the real reasons Reid is anti-gentleman sweep. This was not in the cards. This was not what we planned to try to get in the mix for that A&W text of the day today. But here we are yet again.
Jake and Jasper. Reid, as chimney sweep in his previous career, looking down with envy on the gentleman sweepers, could never realize his dream of joining them and instead pursued a career in radio.
So he got stuck like Dick Van Dyke
He could never
and
crack
Mary
the,
Poppins.
crack the upper tier of chimney sweeps.
What was it? Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo.
He starts singing that and he starts crying.
Yeah.
Just give me a test.
Sorry, Reid. I don't know if this is.
Stop.
I don't know if this is right. Twiz is in and says, Dusty, does Play Alberta have an app? It's a great question, good sir. And yes, Play Alberta does have an app. And I think you also just sent us your authorization code.
Oh.
Twiz text right after his question about Play Alberta having an app. There's a 6-digit number that he also texted us. But yes, Play Alberta does have an app. They are the title sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. If you have not yet downloaded that Play Alberta app, get used to it. I mean, we're going to be partnered with Play Alberta for quite some time. And they like what we're doing. We like what they're doing. And it's working out nicely. And we cashed 3 of our bets last night. So that's also a bonus when you're in the betting game. Let's get in your morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear. You can record every morning. Jess Jackson, of course, on the way home. Sheldon over in the chat says, it's pronounced Smith.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, by the way, shout out to Yukon who came by yesterday because we launched our regular season for Techmo. Confirmed he still sucks the big one.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about boosting Ionics confidence. Like he's down. He just keeps running the ball. He wouldn't stop. I'm like, what are you doing? Grounding and pounding. You're down.
Yeah, you're
30
down 30 points. Uke just
and you
doesn't
can
get
make
it.
things up quick in that game. Like it's not like you.
Matty threw for 350 yards because Uke just hasn't adjusted. Like Uke wasn't good when we played every day at the old place.
Yeah.
He is. I think there's a chance Uke, even with 3 noobs, could finish dead last in our league. I said yesterday to Glue Guy and Reid, and I stand by this morning. If I was to play Yukon blindfolded, I think there's about a 50% chance I'd still beat him. Which we'll have to make happen at some point.
Put that up on Play Alberta.
You got to talk trash in the Techmo League.
He doesn't get his reps in anymore either. That's the
that's the
it's
thing.
going to kill him. He's done.
How do you give up 350?
But it
yards?
just
all you have to do
play
is
him and it just boosts. I want like Matty's
I know,
just
Matty's walking around.
peacocking.
My God. I mean, I beat Hernan just as bad. Hernan plays all the time. So a tough start to the season for Hernan as well. And then Trev, you got shut out by Glue Guy.
That was. Don't want to talk about it.
14-0.
I don't know what happened, man.
defensive battle.
I'm not going to go in with any excuses. I simply need to be better. I know I can be, and that was, it's my first game in a minute, but I mean, you could say the exact same thing for Glue Guy. He hadn't played in over a month, well over a month. So, yeah, that was a tough one. He's got me in a few plays there, and we'll be back, though. We'll be back.
We are streaming the entire regular season live on Twitch, www.twitch.com/Yeg Sports Talk. All right, that's www.twitch.com/Yeg Sports Talk. And I'm sure there'll be one or two games popping up over there today. I watched pretty much that entire Jets Stars game last night. Winnipeg took it to him pretty good. I thought Ottinger still played really well, even though he got beat 4 times. Hellebuck was solid. They now have 2 4-0 shutouts in this series. I don't think I'm not gonna predict the Jets to go on the road and win, mostly because they've sucked on the road so far in these playoffs. But Winnipeg is a good enough team to surprise the Stars and win Game 6 and force a Game 7. Like, I won't be stunned if it happens. But they've just been so bad on the road. They got to find that home game on the road here at some point.
Is Huss going back to the Big D?
Well, we'll find out today in the lock.
Really, why not? Eh?
He probably doesn't go down for one, especially with 2 defeats last time down there.
But he's.
I mean, he does live that life.
7-Eleven. I mean,
he lives that life. So yeah, and then Carolina, man.
The forgotten series.
I hope Carolina also doesn't make the Eastern Conference Final unwatchable. I get it. They had a great tweet last night. I'll give them credit. Now, it could have been a little bit funnier, but they tweeted out last night, everybody talking about how boring they are. And they're like, oh, trips to the Eastern Conference Finals are boring. But they've lost 12 consecutive Eastern Conference Finals games. They've been swept their last 3 times to the Eastern Conference Finals. So congratulations. You've made it to the Eastern Conference Final again. You look really good, but it means nothing if Florida walks in and sweeps you or beats you in 5.
Yeah, you said you look really good, but do we even start paying attention yet?
Well,
I
tried last night. I tried to watch a bit of that game. It's just nothing happens. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how good they are. If it is the Florida Panthers that roll into the final, into that Eastern Conference Final.
The Cats, they call them.
The Cats and Bolts.
The Cats.
All right, we're diving into the fan zone next. It's time to get real for a second. Are the Edmonton Oilers the Stanley Cup favorite, in your opinion? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. If you're watching over in the chat today, are the Oilers the Stanley Cup favorites? What say you? Trev, changing 100.
Changing 100.
We're on close to like a 300 like pace today in this like in the 6 o'clock hour. So hammer the thumbs up if you're watching over on YouTube and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Big Uke says yes. The Canes haven't won a conference final game since 2006.
Yeah.
Do they get one this year? More people texting in on why Reid is so anti-gentleman sweep. Probably your path to a text of the day today. So keep those coming in at 780-218-9999. Chris Johnston, Reid Wilkins, Chris Morris, all on the show today. Let's get to a sports update right now with Lieutenant Eric, the Fan Zone, and we'll be cracking some packs all on the other side here.
Connor Hellebuck, 22 saves. Nikolai Ehlers with a pair of goals as the Jets stay alive, forcing a Game 6 with a 4-0 win over the Stars. Elsewhere, Andrei Svechnikov scored the go-ahead goal with $1:59 remaining in the third. Hurricanes topping the Caps 3-1, advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals. Tonight, it'll be the Florida Panthers looking to advance as they take a 3-2 series lead back home against the Leafs. Action gets underway at 6 o'clock. World Hockey Championships, Canada over Austria 5-1. As Canada improves to 4-0, they sit tied with Sweden atop Group A. Canada will take on Slovakia tomorrow afternoon. Jamal Murray's flu game saw him score 25 as the Nuggets force a Game 7 with the Thunder, 119-107. Later tonight, it's the Knicks back home with a 3-2 lead on the Celtics. Action gets underway at 6. Stingers basketball back on EST tonight when they visit the Winnipeg Sea Bears. Coverage starting at 6:30. Jays dropping the rubber match to the Rays 8-3 yesterday afternoon. Toronto will host the Tigers tonight to open a 3-game set. First pitch, 5:07. And second round action from Quail Hollow in the PGA Championship. Johnny Vegas sitting atop the leaderboard at 7 under. I don't know where Padraig Harrington is anymore.
It doesn't matter anymore.
He's no longer a gentleman. 6 o'clock hour continues on the Nielson Show next here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
I can remember back being an 11-year-old kid, about 75 pounds on the basketball court against the neighborhood bully, kicking his behind left, right, and center.
I call you when I need you. My heart's on fire.
When it was all said and done, he was a little upset, so he punched me in the mouth.
You come to me, wild and wild.
My uncles were over on the side, observing, talking amongst themselves, adult things.
When you come to me, give me a
When he punched me in my mouth, I decided I'm running to my uncle. And you know what he did? He pushed me back to him. I went back and he punched me in my mouth again. I ran to my uncle, looking for protection. Needed Big Brother to protect me. He pushed me back again. And you know what I did? I faced him in the eyes and I said, my uncle's not going to help me. And I punched him in the face. Then I looked him in the eye and I said, then what? Now what? Now what? Now what are you going to do?
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest. Better than anyone. Anyone I ever met. Stuck in your heart. I hang on every word you say. Tell us apart. Maybe I would rather be dead.
6:36 with the AM Nasty. Thank you very much for being here today. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. We're going to get into the fan zone right away. Let's get to a couple more text messages on why Reid is so anti-gentleman sweep. There's some...
Really creative.
This one's how about this one from Chris Sadaway. In high school, Reid was part of the board game club. Their club was a ragtag crew from fringe members of different cliques and outsiders of their circles, but their love of board games brought them together. As time went on and certain story arcs emerged that threatened to tear them apart, they rose through the ranks of other board game clubs to make it to regionals. However, in the finals to make it out of regionals and to the super regionals round, their club ran up against the Gentleman Board Game Club, a crew of distinguished sirs with impeccable manners and strategy. The beatdown was immense and tore Reid's club apart, ending friendships and sending each member down a dark, villainous path that to this day, Reid has never forgot or forgave. That must be the reason.
I can't wait till chapter 2. Wow.
780-218-9999. Why does Reid hate the gentleman sweep? Rusty Shackelford says Reid does not approve of the gentleman sweep because of the PTSD when Stauffer snatched away a broom Reid was using and replaced it with a shovel to plant trees. Also, people are saying that Beer of the Week guest Don's last name is C.
C.
After yesterday's show, are you kidding me?
But like the sea. Like
Don C.
Sailing the sea.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Anyway, he'll join us coming up a little bit later on. We're going to crack some packs, but we can't find the card cam tripod.
Well, we have a few ideas.
It's not a big office.
I think we know.
But I like your suggestion. Zach took it home and ate it.
Anybody gonna eat this tripod? No,
I don't know where it is. It was usually just.
He's got it though, right? Like for his.
Zach has it for something. Breaking 100 or something.
I bet you.
You know, I don't think Jay dusted down here last month. Look at this.
We haven't.
Look at
you know
dust
what? He's escaped.
I know.
Like we had this cleaning thing. We're like, oh look, you came in and cleaned your mind. Oh, it's great in here. And then his month just kind of quietly came and
for
went.
Glue Guy, it's cleaning month here at the office. I will say it was the most disappointing cleaning.
And he
month
said he was doing a bit of it.
Yeah,
every day.
you can't do it that way. You gotta put on the maid outfit and do it like the rest of us. All right, let's get into the fan zone for fansfirst.ca. By fans for fans, no fees. Bottom line is you can get tickets for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, $100 cheaper than other places. Fansfirst.ca. You looking for tickets to games 3 or 4 of the next round? Well, then you get them. at fansfirst.ca. Here's a question today, Oilers fans. Non-Oilers fans, however, whoever wants to chime in. Are the Edmonton Oilers a Stanley Cup favorite right now?
And you're not talking in terms of a betting or
No,
you just think-
we'll see what happens.
You're going off a vibe. and a feel.
Carolina has been an odds sweetheart most of the time.
Boudreaux said it yesterday, right?
He did.
I don't know if he said it word for word, but he.
I mean, I've heard a lot of chatter on the station over the last couple of days on how would this Oilers team lose 4 games to any of the remaining teams that are still alive.
I think when we see that first period the other night, you can't argue against it.
2 nights ago, yeah.
But as the answer
2
always
games
is
ago.
when discussing the Oilers, it is themselves that sometimes is the toughest team to beat.
Just checking in with our partners over at Play Alberta. The Edmonton Oilers are plus 240 favorites to win the Stanley Cup. Carolina plus 275. Florida, which hasn't yet to eliminate Toronto, is at plus 275, and Dallas is at 3-1. So it's actually pretty tight between the Oilers, Hurricanes, Panthers, and Stars. But in your opinion, are the Edmonton Oilers the Stanley Cup favorite at this point? 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, or hit us up in the nasty chat as well.
They're all big dogs that are going to be left, right? Like there's no Cinderella story type of. You know what I'm saying?
There's no sweetheart running through here.
These are great teams.
If it's Dallas, Edmonton, Florida, Carolina, which is what it looks like it could end up being, for even if Winnipeg won the President's Trophy. Either way, it's 4 significant contenders
Solid,
remaining here. RCN over the chat says Oilers over Panthers in 6. Book it.
I see what RCN's trying to do.
Joel says if Toronto gets past, what are we saying here, Joel? I don't know if Toronto get past Dallas, yes. If Dallas, and it must mean if Winnipeg gets past Dallas.
Stop yelling, Joel.
Yeah. Also, are you okay, Joel? What's going on?
Always the
over there?
caps.
There,
Always
she
the
retracted
caps.
it.
Okay,
She'll get
yes,
that.
thank you. Take
We'll
it
get that
back.
one sorted out. I was very confused. Dirty Curdy said, and this is fair. This is fair. Dirty Curdy texts in here. The fan zone at fansfirst.ca. Dirty Curdy says, until Florida gets knocked out, I'd say no. You got to beat the champs to be the champs, which I think could end up being excellent for them. Like if they can get Florida in the final game, you know what the Oilers would feel like going into a series against Florida? Bit of an underdog. Right? Oh, people aren't picking us. They're picking Florida. Now, a lot of people would probably pick the Oilers
Cats hate
this
dogs.
year, but that is
There's
true.
that old chestnut.
I think that Florida matchup, there's just no way Connor McDavid
Well, they've got
loses
again,
back-to-back Stanley Cup finals.
They've got the
against
best
same team.
story. That's what it is. And if you get that rematch matchup, like Florida, there'd be something there too. Back-to-back, 3 straight finals. But yeah, being that dog, and we know they love being in that position, but against that same team, and not only losing last year's series, but the whole 3-0 coming back, forcing this, like, there's no team that's going to want it more out of these final 4.
This is how Sidney Crosby got his first cup. Lost to Detroit, learned from it, beat the same team the very next year.
It's the will, baby.
A lot earlier in his career than McDavid,
Sure,
but still.
but
That's why McDavid was so not stoked in his last postgame. I mean, he knows he has. If he doesn't win a Stanley Cup this year, probably the end of his world. Like
that's why Iwanek didn't pay any attention to the regular season.
Matty always knew.
Well, no, but even a lot of people, what's the buzz in the city? Yeah, nobody cares about the Pacific Division anymore. That's something you just have to do. It's a chore in order to get where you want to go now. Conference finals, cup finals. That's what this team and the fan base. That's what everyone's built for. All the rest of the stuff, it's just stuff you got to do.
780-218-9999. 780-218-9999 is the fan zone. are the Edmonton Oilers Stanley Cup champs or Stanley Cup favorites. Oops, sorry everybody.
Well, you called it last summer.
I did.
You really
man, nobody could have technically called it sooner than me.
No.
I called it the morning after they lost Game 7 last year. They're going to win the Cup this year. We'll see what happens. Trev, what do you think? It's your favorite team of all time in your life? Stanley Cup favorite right now?
This conversation's giving me goosebumps. Maybe not the best guy to ask here, but just the idea of it, boys. I'm just closing my eyes and just seeing Connor lift that. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm getting carried away here, but yeah, I certainly like their chances. They've got Connor and Leon as far as X factors. The biggest of the big players in the world. I mean, there's only a few remaining, and I think the Oilers got them. So there, you got that in your favor. And I remember one thing that stuck out a lot. I believe it was Craig Button last year. He said the one thing that the Florida Panthers had, I should say, that the Oilers didn't is, the third and fourth lines, they were really clicking. But if they weren't, okay, in comes Kyle Opozo. They had
some
the depth
there, yeah.
And they had depth, and they'd bring in a guy and they'd chip in. So you're kind of seeing the similarities with this Oilers team. You got Jeff Skinner, Victor Arvidsson sitting in the press box. If all goes doom and gloom, okay, get them in. Let's see what they can do. They're going to be fired up. They're going to be motivated. So the pieces are really falling together, and you just got to think, like, the belief in this group. Just watching the dig in video for the whatever they did, the special last year. Yep. And just after, like, they never, and you brought it up, Sidney Crosby. I just remember the commercial very, very long time ago, but in the commercial,
you would have been just a little boy.
I was, but it stuck. I still remember it. He's like, I never want to experience this again, or this was the worst feeling.
Yeah.
I never want to be part of this again. And you have to think that's got to be Connor, that's got to be Leon, and that's got to be Zach Hyman, right? None of these guys, they are so hungry, even hungrier than before. They were that close. So you got to think that the belief in that room is just, I mean, it's never been like that before. So I certainly like their chances. And like I said, at the end of the day, I take the team with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl over any team.
Dr. J texts in. Blows my mind that should we make the final against Carolina or Florida, we would have Stanley Cup final. Home ice advantage.
Which revenge as well would
home
you
ice
prefer?
advantage.
How weird is that?
Yeah, if the Oilers make the Cup final, whether it be against the Panthers or the Canes, Game 1 would be in Edmonton, and Game 7, if necessary, would be in Edmonton.
In two revenge series on the line. You could
06
choose
or
from.
last year.
Which would you prefer?
Last year.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the city in 06.
Sure, yeah.
I know it was a heartbreaker. I get all that, but I would like redemption. Yes. On the Florida Panthers from last year. Like, if you're the Oilers, I think that's...
Yeah.
That's long and gone.
Yeah. It's more for a fan...
I feel like some people still hold
Connor
on to
Connor
it
McDavid was 9 years old in 06.
Yeah.
Like, it does. He doesn't give two, what.
It's from a fan point of view, though.
Well, okay, fair question.
There are some fans that, you know kind of...
That's stupid.
You know what? I shouldn't even answer this question. I'm not, I wasn't a fan, and I'm not, mind you, I did hop on the bandwagon in 06. I was living in Southern Alberta at the time, but
nice.
It was fun. It was fun.
Cool.
I was very anti the Flames run in 04. I was much more into an Oilers run in 06. But yeah, Trev, you're a fan. What would you rather have, the 06 redemption or last year?
Obviously last year. Like,
Okay.
I want the Panthers and I want the Oilers at their best, and it just all it's definitely Matthew Tkachuk. Like, that's what I hated what he had to say after. I hated everything about it. So it's redemption to the Florida Panthers would be sweet.
Oh, it would be
too sweet.
It'd be too sweet.
Too sweet.
Babbage Stash texts in at 780-218-9990. Says, morning, lads. Thanks for the free money yesterday. Those EST specials were nice. You could also say they were sweet.
Too sweet.
Let's dive back over to the YouTube chat as well. We are 21 likes away from changing 200. So hammer the thumbs up for us. If you're watching over YouTube today, sub to the channel as well, as we are almost at 12.3K on the old sub meter. What a twist after dropping the first two to LA. I mean, they have won 8 of 9, and the only one they didn't win. Fortunate bounce off a Draisaitl stick into his own net.
I don't think they had a stretch like this in the regular season this year.
They didn't win eight of 9 at any point in the regular
I
season.
don't think so.
And now they're doing it in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Even when they were like the best team in the league for a couple months in like November, December,
Maybe they did then.
they might have
They had
run
a
a
good-
lot. They won, but maybe not.
It's a streaky team.
I don't remember it.
OG's 2.0 says, "Give me that 06 rematch, especially with who their coach is. I haven't forgot."
See, and there is a generation of fan out there that I mean
That
and
06
almost, and it's funny,
wound is
06,
still there.
2025, like you're almost on that 20-year. Like it'd be better if it was next year.
We just hold on to it for a little too long. Matthew Chuck in the nasty chat. Poor Mini Skinner. Soda Lulu. He's always coming at me, boys. I've never liked him.
Is he calling you out,
Yeah, I think so.
Mini Skinner?
Yeah, he's always had beef with me.
God, that Matthew Tkachuk, he just won't go away, will he?
I don't know who he is.
Where's
and
Kasperi Kapanen when you need him?
I don't like him.
He's just a forward named Matt who plays for the Flames. A punk or a coward, a few of his names. He likes shooting and scoring and hits in the back. And when you're not looking, that's when he'll attack. He runs with his gloves, they're glued on his hands. Now it's pretty clear he's hated by fans. But sometimes that just ain't enough to keep a rat like him interested. Oh no, no way. No, he's got to go out and take runs at someone else's expense. Oh yeah. Yeah. He makes dirty hits we don't want in the game, then covers up his head and hides in shame. He's a turtle. 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 He aims for your back and then leaves his feet, while George and the league are saying, hey, that's sure neat. He's a turtle. 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 He ducks and he runs to much safer spaces, while players with a sack are getting punched in their faces. He's a turtle. 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 Maybe we shouldn't be singing this song with Dowdy and Cassian singing along. Maybe he'll fight and prove us all wrong. Nah, he's a turtle. 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 He's a turtle.
I got time for the turtle knocking off the Leafs tonight.
I got time for Colin and Ashley chat just figuring out it was the Dennis Leary song cover.
Come on, man. That can't be true. Crying Towel over in the chat says, the fans that still want revenge for the 06 run sit in a dimly lit room every evening sipping whiskey, thinking about the one girl that got away back in the early 20s. I would also say this, though. There's a lot of people who are texting in saying, guys, give me the 06 rematch.
Well, yeah,
I still need my
there, yeah.
06 closure.
Yeah.
Nielson Show original songs like that Tkachuk one, brought to you by Totem Outdoor Outfitters, where not only will they find you the perfect fit with any equipment that you're looking for sports-wise, new gear, used gear, trade and consign, they got it all. But they also sell, rent, and repair canoes and kayaks. Also, inquire about group rates for rentals. You get the staff out on the river. Get the staff out on a lake or a pond or a swamp.
Again, the Riverboat Show is going to be, it's going to give the Gentleman Show a run for its
You know
money.
what? I could see most of our accents coming back for a Riverboat Show.
Yes, and you could talk about Platterpalooza down on the bayou.
Down on the bayou show. That'd be pretty fun, too. All right, shall we crack some packs, boys? Don't know where the tripod is.
Yeah.
We'll blame Zach for that.
That was Zach.
It should be kicking around here. Should be kicking around here somewhere. But let's crack some packs nonetheless.
If you see a card store on the side of the road, you think, gotta tweet it to the
Crack pack, yeah. I'm tracking down all the young guns.
It's worth about 20, so hurry up and sell it to get more money.
Crack Pack is a little old gang where we can crack together. Crack Pack, baby.
A crack pack, baby.
Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack. Crack Pack, baby, Crack Pack.
All right, we are going to crack some packs. Hampton Steve does text in to the Paris Jewelers inbox this morning. It says, I was in university in 06, so the loss to Carolina still hurts me to the core, and I'd like revenge. But Carolina is so boring to watch that I'd actually rather get the revenge against Florida instead. I also don't want teams in this copycat league to follow Carolina's boring play if they make the finals. All right, so here's what we've got. We've got this was just released on Wednesday. Yeah, you can get it at Wayne Sports Cards. I was in there yesterday. I picked up a few boxes of this plus some other stuff for a break on Sunday with the crack pack, which should be a good one. This is Metal Universe. You're looking for precious metal gems. You open that one. I'll order this one. Open this one. Then we got some bonus overtime packs. Trev, you open up one of these overtime packs. Actually, Trev, open up two of these overtime packs. Oops, sorry. The screen. And then Rick, you open up one of the overtime packs as well. Right. Let's go. Where is that tripod? Oh, Zach, he's
always up to something.
He's a guy.
He's a guy.
All right, let's see here. What do we got? So give us the precious metal stuff here. Let's go. Tolvanen.
Muck me a lady tonight.
I think he had 4 goals of the World Championships yesterday. Connor McDavid.
Hello.
Hello, indeed. Just the base card, but it's a nice base card. Let's see.
Camera would be nice.
Mason McTavish. Luke Evangelista. Philip Kemp Prospects. Hello. Connor McDavid's that's a nice base card right there. Ooh, and a Lane Hudson rookie. Excellent. What'd you get, buddy?
That's not bad. Much better than mine. A Scott Morrow rookie, a Chris Letang, an Artemi Panarin, a Jordan Kyrou, a Kyle Connor, a Connor Geeky Dawning, 23 of 25, which is not
23
bad.
of 25. That's not bad.
Yeah. So
that's nice.
That's the metal pack. Now the overtime.
This is the overtime stuff. Trev, what'd you get in your little overtime packs there, buddy?
I got rookie Akil Thomas, overtime Josh Morrissey, Eminent Impact Matt Rempe. That's kind of neat. Look at that. Oh,
I got the imminent impact of Brendan Othman, also a New York Ranger.
Shoulda and could have been an Oiler. Jesper Wallstedt, right there.
I got a William Nylander determination.
Quite the joke.
Yeah.
A hilarious thing the morning after a gentleman's show.
Jeez. What a card.
That's what are the odds of that?
Determination.
Alrighty then.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, at least he has some. I'm not sure Matthews and Marner
you're right.
have
I mean,
any.
if you're ranking the Fab Four,
we'll get into that with Chris Johnston when he joins us. So great experience yesterday in at Wayne's, as it usually is. They've got so many different things in there. But what I loved yesterday was I was standing in line waiting to get my boxes for the crack pack, and crack pack number. We got some more of that ultimate, which is some high end stuff. And we're gonna do some of this precious or the Metal Universe stuff on Sunday as well. Should be fun. That's over on the Crack Pack group on Facebook if you want to join. There were these guys, and one of them was I think he was buying baseball cards. And that's the thing, like Wayne's got all types of cards. They got binders of cards that, so you can go in there and find anything. So this one guy was going through these baseball cards, and then the guy who was standing with him, they're about to leave, and he goes, "Oh, a baseball Beckett." And he was like, he didn't know they existed. He's like, "Oh my God, a baseball Beckett." So he was so excited. He got it. He went up. He goes, "How much is this?" And Nicky was like, "Well, it's just on the back." And I turned it over and looked at it. But he was so excited to get a baseball version of Beckett. The Beckett magazine, obviously, many of you know the cards, all the prices and stuff. He had to be in his 30s. And he was just like a child. In a candy store.
That shop turns grown men into children.
It does.
You walk in and you just,
It really does. You son of a bitch. He didn't tell us that he pulled an Austin Matthews determination.
Another determination.
It was after.
An Austin Matthews determination.
It was after.
Oh, my God. Earmuffs, kids. I should have. Austin Matthews determination.
Isn't that something?
I'm not even sure this is a real card I'm holding up.
I don't think it is.
I'm not sure this is a real card. Is it? Could you see this in my hand?
Give
or
me
am
the
I
martyr.
imagining this
Give me
right
the
now?
martyr.
All right. Austin Matthews determination card
To remain scoreless.
from Upper Deck. Does he have any? We'll find out with Chris Johnston. CJ's going to join us coming up next. We'll recap the Oilers series. They sit and wait. How much of a break would you want at this time of year? Looking like about at least close to a week right now for the Edmonton Oilers before that next series will start after the Jets stayed alive. And it's we have to say it. If the Leafs lose tonight, is that the end of the core four? We'll get into that with CJ when he joins us for Pro-Am Sports. Play Alberta early bird bet of the day. We'll try to run back another dub there. That's a good for the Italian Center. We're going to throw a pepperoni Prince of Pie in the oven in about 15 minutes here, so that'll be good. And then Reid Wilkins, who hates the term gentleman's sweep, especially when we technically don't use it properly. But we're going to get into that around 7:45
What was that song
today.
you were singing earlier? Two chimneys.
Yeah, chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. Life is as lucky as something to do. It's from Mary Poppins,
He
man.
just breaks down.
It's a classic. It's a classic. All right, so the cons for all you 6 o'clockers, fun hour. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We are on the way to 250, so smash that over there. Sub to the channel. Tune in, iHeart, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tell your friends how easy it is to listen to us every single morning with a click. And Chris Johnston is on the other side. We will set up a huge game between the Leafs and the Panthers, and obviously, main focus will be breaking down the Edmonton Oilers, dispatching the Golden Knights in 5, and what it means for that group moving forward. Let's get to a sports update right now with Lieutenant Eric.
Chimney. Jets staying alive last night as they force a Game 6 with a 4-0 win over the Stars. While the Carolina Hurricanes are off to the Eastern Conference Finals, they defeat the Capitals 3-1. Tonight, down in Florida, Panthers sporting a 3-2 series lead when they host the Leafs. Action gets underway at 6. World Hockey Championship saw Canada defeat Austria 5-1. Canadians now 4-0 and tied with Sweden atop Group A. Canada will take on Slovakia tomorrow afternoon. It was the Nuggets forcing a Game 7 with the Thunder, 119-107 your final. Jamal Murray, he had 25. Later tonight, it'll be the Knicks looking advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals. They'll host the Celtics up 3-2 at 6. Stingers basketball back on EST tonight. They're in Winnipeg to take on the Sea Bears. Coverage starts at 6:30. Jays dropping the rubber match to the Rays 8-3 yesterday afternoon. Toronto will host the Tigers to open a 3-game set tonight. First pitch, 5:07. Second round action from the PGA Championship. Quail Hollow is underway this morning. Taylor Pendrith, currently the low Canadian. He's even through 2, sitting at 2 under. While Jonathan Vegas sits atop the leaderboard alone as he shot a 7 under yesterday. Up next, TSN's Chris Johnston. Before we look at the Stanley Cup playoffs, as Hour 2 of the Nielson Show gets underway here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Very impressive. Taken a few years to put all this together.
It's not a one-year quest because it's so hard to get your hands on. At this stage of my life, I don't invest in green bananas. It's a lifetime quest. Just not sure if I'm going to be around long enough to see them ripen to be yellow. You can't party enough when you win that thing. It's a party machine. Party machine. That's why it's the Stanley Cup. It's hard. It's hard.
.04 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. Nice little relaxed reset show here today.
Long weekend Friday. Pizzas, burgers, beers.
It's going to be a glorious. And then come back to maybe a game 1 on Tuesday.
Sure.
it could not line up any better for us here at Edmonton this weekend. We'll have your Play Alberta early bird bet of the day. I have an idea where I may go with this one, but we'll get into that. That's a good for the Italian Center. We're going to dive into pepperoni principi around 7:30 today, and then Reid Wilkins will join us, and we got a bone to pick with Reid Wilkins. So he'll join us around 7:45 today. You can text us anytime. That'll get you into the Paris Jewelers inbox where you do not have to pay for 1 year. Check them out, parisjewelers.com. One of your text messages will win text of the day for A and a W. And, of course, the Nielson Show today and every day brought to you by great partners out at South Fort Chevrolet. Drive a little, save a lot at South Fort Chev. All right, Chris Johnston is going to join us, brought to you by our partners over at Pro-Am Sports, your locally owned sports memorabilia and apparel specialists. Gear up for playoffs, Oilers car flags, 3x5 flags, decals, jerseys, hats, tees, in stock now, located in Edmonton, at the corner of St. Albert Trail on 120th Avenue, online at proamsports.ca. I think I saw somebody saying something about a birthday present in the chat about a Stuart Skinner jersey for a birthday present.
Here we are.
Would that have been a thing a week ago?
Wow.
Unbelievable twist. But yes, you can get all your Stuart Skinner stuff at Pro-Am Sports as well.
What a line.
Here we are. Here we are. It's been that type of week in Edmonton. Chris Johnston joins us on the show this morning. CJ, happy Friday, my man. And people obviously in Edmonton here very excited for the next round. We'll see what happens with the Jets and the Dallas Stars after last night's game. But boy, the Edmonton Oilers dispatching the Golden Knights in 5. You could argue that was a little bit of a closer series than a five game finish, but they've won 8 of their last 9 here. The only one they didn't win, Draisaitl put the game winner into his own net with 0.4 seconds left. This team is on a roll right now, aren't they?
Yeah, and they couldn't come at a better time. Let's face it. It felt like a lot of this season it's like you got the stick, you're poking it. It's like, wake up, guys. What's going on over here? But, credit to the Oilers. They did what they had to do. And I do think, I'm sure you're having the sort of rest versus rust debate that happens when your team advances in 5. I think this is beneficial for where they're at. Just, they played right to game 7 last year, almost all the way to July 1st, getting a little extra rest and a reset over the weekend, a chance to work on some things at practice and heal bumps and bruises. I think that'll go a long way because quite honestly, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if the Jets Stars series goes 7. I think Winnipeg has played probably a little better in that series than it looked like when they're down 3-1 and now ultimately 3-2. And so, this is playing in Edmonton's hands. They know what it takes. They're getting a little healthier by the day here, and they're watching the other guys beat up on each other until they get a chance to face them in game 1.
Yeah, I would agree, and we'll continue to dive into this whole rest versus rust and how long is too long type of thing for the Edmonton Oilers. But this is much more preferred after having to grind back in the second round
team and
against the Canucks last year. It's just I think it's a much better spot for them to be in to get some rest at this point. Lots of impressive things about the Oilers through the first 2 rounds. CJ, what impresses you or even maybe surprises you the most about this team as they await for another opponent?
Well, the Stuart Skinner storyline, I heard you guys nodding to it there. Didn't see that one coming. And good for him, especially with the way that game ended where he sort of slid out of position and Draisaitl knocks it in the net. And, I think there was probably a few days where everyone was wondering what you were going to get. And he's made a pretty strong statement taking back the crease. I think that for me, what I'm looking at with the Oilers this year compared to some other years, look, that McDavid's still producing like crazy, but it feels like they've gotten a little bit more down the lineup. I don't know if it's more in terms of actual total goals, but maybe getting some big goals to win a game. Having Kasperi Kapanen come into the lineup and score an overtime winner is an easy one I can reference from the end of that Vegas series. But I know there was a big Connor Brown game during the playoffs. I think that goes a long way because I do think it's a matter of time. The more games you let Draisaitl and McDavid play, the more likely they're going to put up 3-point nights on whichever opponent they're going to face. So, it feels like that somehow, some way, because I don't have a clear explanation for how this has happened. They've arrived here and they've become a pretty good team, which obviously is what it takes to go through the Stanley Cup grind. So, they've hit on something with that D. They jumped on the Golden Knights, which I think is a positive. When they had a chance to kind of knock them out, they did. They didn't let them hang around in that series. And so, everything right now is looking very favorable from the Oilers standpoint.
Yeah, and Chris, just to add to that, we were talking, favorites when we do get to conference final time, and all these other series are kind of figured out, but they're all heavyweights. I mean, no real Cinderella stories, but for the Oilers and overcoming, Ekholm, goaltending, Klingberg's hips looking great. Like, there's so many things, and you add on to that the will of this team. Like, if it is Panthers or if it is Dallas or whomever, I think the will in overcoming all those things, you have to give the nod to Edmonton based on, kind of talent aside and matchups, all that other stuff. You can't script and write a better story than what the Oilers, especially dating back to last year's run.
Yeah, it's kind of the potential for a crazy Final Four, because if Florida goes on and let's say Dallas wins, just for the sake of this conversation, in Dallas, you've got a team that's reached the conference final a couple times here in recent years. Obviously, Edmonton got all the way to Game 7 of the final. Florida has been to 2 straight finals and 1 last year. And Carolina, like on the Eastern side, has been a team that's won multiple playoff years going back 7 years. I think this is their 3rd conference final in those 7 years. So it's a lot of teams that have been there. And in this case, there'd be one that got the job done last year in the Panthers. But it's just like, who do you pick among that group? I have a hard time saying that there's a favorite. I would certainly favor Edmonton over Carolina at this point, if those are the 2 teams that are definitely through. So, I think it's a bit of a toss-up, and that's where I do believe the rest is important, the chance to just be ready for that next round. And I just think Edmonton's a team on a mission, honestly. They know exactly what's ahead of them. I don't think they're in any danger of taking anything for granted or letting their foot off the pedal. I just think they're going to be, in a great spot once the 3rd round begins.
I think it's kind of the message McDavid sent in his post-series availability. Like, just all business. Like,
for winning in Vegas and that type of demeanor.
That was a guy who's only halfway done what he wants to accomplish, wasn't it?
Yeah, I love that. I don't know how that played locally, but when I saw that, it's just like...
Oh, I loved it too, man. I thought it was great. Like,
because they're at the point, obviously, it's great to win a series. Like, every series you win, it's important. I'm not diminishing sort of... You do want to savor the moment to some degree, but, for Connor McDavid, it's all about lifting the Stanley Cup. Like, there's nothing else this guy wants to do. Like, there's almost nothing for him left to do in the sport. The only other thing on the back of his mind somewhere will be winning a gold medal at the Olympics next year, come February. But, in the here and now, this is, I just think he pours his entire life into that. And he came so close. I think he's going to be hard to be denied. This is an old reference, but I remember the Crosby year they lost in 2008. It was first trip to the final in 2009. There just was no way that Penguins team was going to lose, even though they got the same team again. Maybe the same circumstance plays out. We get another Edmonton, Florida final. I'm sure no one will complain about travel if that happens. And then, the Oilers are trying to do what the Penguins did all those years ago against Detroit. Wouldn't surprise me at all if that's how it kind of turns out.
All right, let's hit on a couple of other series here. You did mention you wouldn't be surprised if Winnipeg is able to force a Game 7. They have definitely looked like a different team, or the results, at least, let's say, have been different at home than on the road. But I thought they just played so well last night. I said this exact same thing to Eric this morning. I said, I won't be surprised either way. Like, if Winnipeg goes down there and plays the way they did last night, they could certainly force a Game 7 at home. And then at that point, you kind of throw everything out the window. But Dallas is a very, very good team. Is it going to have to be? Does it kind of just come down to Hellebuck in Game 6?
It's a huge part of it. And I know, like, the Jets probably hate that the focus is on that, but to me, they've outplayed the Stars in 5-on-5 at this series. They've lost the special teams battle in a couple games, which is Hellebuck related. And then Hellebuck's, had a couple off nights. I think the Jets are full value to push the Stars to 7. It's hard to know what you're going to get from Hellebuck. I don't know if this road, the fact they just seem to lose every road game, obviously got pulled in the 2 road games in the St. Louis series. Like, I don't know if that's just coincidence or if it's in his mind. It's hard to know because it's still relatively few games to say it's a true trend. But, I think if they go back, there's very few places you'd want more to play a Game 7 than I think in Winnipeg. Just the way that crowd is, it's such a unique environment, smaller arena, very loud. I'd love the Jets' chances if they could get it back to Game 7. So to me, the series almost hinges on what happens Game 6. Can the Stars bounce back? I mean, they didn't get a lot going offensively last night, and the Jets did what you have to do to win in the playoff time. So it's been like kind of a sneaky good series. It's just been weird with some of the games where Hellebuck has been off his game, and I think of I guess it would have been Game 4. He lets in that like Granlund's coming in like 1-on-3, just shoots a puck through him. Like it's just not what you expect to see from someone who's going to be up for the Hart Trophy this year, let alone likely winning another Vezina. So other than the unknowns with the Hellebuck factor, I think just from a pure matchup standpoint, the Jets have every chance to go and still find their way through that series.
NHL insider Chris Johnston of The Athletic and TSN with us. Before your hits with us on Friday, Chris, we do a segment called the Crack Pack, in which we open sports cards from Wayne's Cards here in town. We did pull two very interesting cards this morning in a William Nylander and Austin Matthews, and it was the Determination subset, which we found rather interesting. This series tonight, take us back to the other night in Toronto as well, because we didn't get a chance to speak with you there. The jersey on the ice. I know you had a piece, the Shannon plan facing its last stand, Core 4, all this stuff. Like, take us back to the other night. And then let's set up tonight, because I find it very intriguing that if they do go down to Florida and pull it off, returning home would be kind of an odd.
The crowd turned on you last game,
right?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's the opposite of what I was saying, having Game 7 at home in Winnipeg.
Yeah.
I mean, quite honestly, obviously at this point, the Leafs want to have a Game 7 at home. Even their fans want that, but I think it'd be a nervous building. It wouldn't be a confident building, just because of what we've seen. I mean, this is one of the truly weird teams, eras, groups of players that I can imagine. I mean, they've done so much winning in the regular season, so little winning in the playoffs, but it's not like they get swept, right? Like they get it to Game 7 and lose 2-1 in overtime, which is what happened last year. Like they put themselves on the precipice of success and can't seem to just knock down the door. And so I have to think on some level there's a mental block there for the top guys. And so when you're talking about the other night, I mean, you get a Game 5 at home. It's 2-2 against the defending champs. The Leafs to that point had looked good the series. I mean, they were full value for the 2 wins they had. The Game 3 they lost was really a toss-up. They easily could have won that game. Game 4 they were outplayed. But they probably had the edge starting Game 5 of the series. They were on home ice. They had every reason to be confident, and they just laid an egg. Like there was nothing there. And that's where you see, I mean, look, they're down 6-0 until the final minute of the game. I think fans can accept the loss. Fans can understand the playoffs. I mean, look, if you were a Vegas fan the other night, that was a pretty close 1-0 game, right? Like your team did everything it could. You're disappointed the season's over, but I don't think Vegas fans leave the building ready to throw their jersey on the ice. When you lose 6-0 in the playoffs on this stage, when you have the history this team has, I mean, it snowballs. And so, there's a lot of doubt that specifically, really, we're talking about Matthews and Marner now, who play on their top line. I mean, that's really what this is. Like you pull the William Nylander out of your pack. He's at 0.53 goals per game in the playoffs the last 4 years. Like he's scored a ton of big playoff goals for this team. I think if anything, like if we had him on the show right now and he's being totally honest, he'd be like, look at my numbers. And then we could even go situationally, like games where they faced elimination. Like he's constantly the guy that opens the scoring. There was a game in the Florida series 2 years ago. He tied it late and sent it to overtime. They lose in overtime and are eliminated. Like he's doing everything. And I think he's just looking to his right and left going like, okay, if one of you guys score one more goal in these games, like we would already have had a long playoff run. It's a long-winded way of saying, I don't know what to expect tonight. I'm down here in Fort Lauderdale now. They are under a unique amount of fire because there's just no mystery here. I mean, this would be the end of that exact grouping of players if the Leafs were to be eliminated. I'm pretty confident Mitch Marner intends to go to July 1st, at least as of now, and test free agency. There's a decision to be made on John Tavares just because of his age. And maybe if you're changing things, it's not even a personal thing against Tavares, who had a great year this year at age 34, but you might be looking to go in a different direction. So, this is the last stand. This is, they've still got a chance. For everyone who's booed them, for everyone who's doubted them and written columns like the one I wrote the other day. I suppose if they win Game 6 and win Game 7 of the series, they can still make a statement and still render all those opinions valid, but they're certainly running short on time to do it.
CJ, we appreciate it, man. Enjoy what should be it's an all-time game one way or the other tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So have fun being there.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome, and enjoy your weekend, guys.
There you go. That's Chris Johnston. Absolutely outstanding stuff he's brought to the show this year once again. And
you can't even call it choking anymore.
No, it's just what it's just who they are.
It's what it is, right?
This is just what they are. You can call it choking a couple of times.
Exactly.
But this is just who they've become.
It's normality. I sent you a DM, by the way.
On social media.
On X, yes. I slid into your DM.
What is this? I have a feeling I probably know.
It's not for air, but I just needed to. I needed to tell you. I couldn't even wait until we were.
All good. All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Here's the parlay that I put together. The boys are working on it right now over at Play Alberta. It will be up in the EST specials page. This is
what do you got cooking here?
It's my Fade the Leafs parlay. How are we not going to get on this? Okay, if you've not yet used our bonus codes for the month, and we're now midway through the month, which means we're a little bit closer to getting our June bonus codes from Play Alberta, which is very exciting as well. Did you check the time?
Pizza time.
Still some time. Oh, pizza. Yeah. Wait a sec here. Let's just see. Oh, yeah, it is. It is time to pop in those pepperoni Principis. Also, shout out to the Wolf again for dropping off our. I hope we get another gentleman's sweep show. Use the code YAG50 on a minimum $5 bet. You get a $50 free bet. Deposit $5. Use the code YAG50 when you're doing the deposit. You get a $50 free bet. Use the code 100sports on a $20 minimum deposit or more. $100 free bet. New and existing players. I know many of you was signed up for an account in the past and you just hadn't been in there in a while and you want to hop on again because they're rolling with us now. Those are good for you too, existing players. I can't wait to see what the number is on this, but I'm 100% going to be on this, and hopefully many of you will ride with us as well. I know they're working on it. This is what I sent over to them. Panthers money line.
Okay.
Kachuk over 0.5 points.
Okay.
So a Kachuk point. I mean, and then Matthews and Marner to not score tonight. No goals.
Easy money.
No goals.
Easy money.
Separately, these numbers are as follows. I don't know what the boosted parlay number is going to be just yet, but Panthers money lines minus 250. Matthews to not score a goal tonight minus 238. Marner to not score a goal tonight minus 500. And then Kachuk to have a point tonight minus 244. So, I mean, it'll end up being a plus number. I just don't know what the plus number is going to be just yet, but you'll find it on the EST specials page. Play Alberta does have an app. I know one guy today was, there it is. We got it plus 221. Perfect timing, boys. Well done, Play Alberta crew. It is now up. It is live on the EST specials page. If you would like to ride with me tonight on fading the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Muck me.
If the Panthers score first tonight, I could see this game going the exact same way the last game went.
Oh, yeah.
Panthers to win. Kachuk point, Matthews no goals, Marner's no goals to wrap up their duel's time together in the most fitting fashion. Plus 221 with us over at Play Alberta, which is exciting. Plus 221. Panthers money line, Kachuk point, Matthews and Marner to not score tonight. I don't know if I don't have the clip up. But let's ride. Let's ride on this one. I mean, so in Edmonton, we kind of watched the Oilers destroy the Flames, kind of ruin the Flames.
They chased people out of the market.
That was the best team the Flames had in a decade. Connor McDavid scores an overtime winner. Franchise destroyed.
Rejoice.
Vancouver Canucks.
Yes.
Similar sort of thing.
Tell me.
Oilers get it done. Rip their heart out.
Yes.
Throw it in a doggy bag. And now the Canucks, Rick Tocchet's gone. JT Miller's gone. All that stuff. The Panthers have a chance to do that to the Leafs. Like this should have already happened to this Leafs group.
They
This
all
core
don't-
four, like
too long.
these dudes aren't winning. Bottom line, these guys aren't winning. So tonight could be the last night that you get to watch, not get to or have to or however you want to describe it.
Mock me.
This could be the end of the Matthews-Marner era in Toronto tonight, which would go down as one of the most disappointing eras of
Out with a whimper.
like. I will never feel bad for Leafs fans, but I'm about this close to feeling bad for Leafs fans. I'll never go all the way.
Yeah.
But this is tough. Spruce Grove Rick says, boys, how could Matthews even be considered a top 5 player in the league? The year the Oilers lost to Vegas, Draisaitl had 13 goals in 12 games, despite defeat. Now that's a player.
Well, it's playoff Austin Matthews, right? Guy can score goals.
Not in the playoffs.
Not in the playoffs.
Not recently
No,
in the playoffs,
no.
yeah. In fact, in this series so far, 23 different players have scored a goal in this series combined between the Panthers and the Leafs. Austin Matthews is not one of those 23 players. If that goes down tonight and the parlay hits and Matthews doesn't have a goal, and at this point I'd be stunned if Mitch Marner scores. But if Matthews doesn't have a goal in this series and they lose in 6 after having a 2-0 series lead, I'm not sure. Like McDavid hasn't had that playoff. Draisaitl hasn't had that playoff. Like those guys have always stepped up in the playoffs.
They were quiet producers this year. I mean, but it doesn't matter.
But I mean,
I hear what you mean.
You know what I'm saying. I mean, they are both McDavid and Draisaitl are top 5 all time in NHL playoff points per game. Matthews is on the verge of blowing it yet again. Trev, what say you?
Just quickly here, Matthews with his 2 goals in the postseason. The Edmonton Oilers, Connor McDavid, 3 goals. Leon Draisaitl, 5. Evan Bouchard, 4. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, 3. Zach Hyman, 3. Corey Perry, 5. Evander Kane, 4. Connor Brown, 4. Adam Henrique, 3. And just a list of Oilers that have more goals than the apparently the best goal scorer in the league.
We'd like to thank the Toronto Maple Leafs for
I love seeing that.
Not keeping Zach Hyman around.
Yep.
He's played 4 more playoff games, and he's even on goals with Cam Fowler.
And Darnell Nurse.
Some of the names on that 2-goal list are just,
we're going to get into the Oilers' depth with, that's good. There was one other stat I wanted to get
Jimmy
to.
Snuggerud.
Jimmy Snuggerud is there.
2 goals.
Where is it? Oh, I thought maybe I retweeted it last night. It was something along the lines of, I can't remember who had it. I might have retweeted it. Let me take a quick peek here. Yeah, this one. This is it. Mikko Rantanen has 8 goals in his last 6 playoff games. Mitch Marner has 7 playoff goals over the course of his 6-year contract. Oh my goodness.
Take
tough.
it back.
That one really stings. Mikko Rantanen has 8 goals in his last 6 playoff games. Mitchie Marner has 7 playoff goals over the course of his 6-year contract with the Maple Leafs.
That's not good value.
I don't know if it's paying off. I'm not sure you should re-up him.
Not a good investment.
God.
Wow. I like when you say it over the contract.
Yeah.
Screw the games played and all that over the deal. That's what you're getting.
Maybe we can see why Leafs fans were in a full-blown meltdown on the phones yesterday.
I would have thrown it
on Korolnik's show.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Ryan from Sask
That's
says
pathetic.
The only bad thing, if they lose tonight, you guys will have to wait till Tuesday to listen to 1050 again.
We won't be listening to
that
1050
that
again.
Wizard of Oz bit was
That was an
all-timer. I know the show yesterday was great, but that just...
One more time in case you missed it, because there's so many numbers involved here. I'll read it again. Mikko Rantanen has 8 goals in his last 6 playoff games. Mitch Marner has 7 playoff goals over the course of his 6-year contract. And the tweet says, make of that what you will. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway, if you'd like to fade the Leafs with us tonight over at Play Alberta, it is our first bet of the day over in the EST specials page. We hit 3 of our bets over there yesterday. Panthers to win, Tkachuk with a point, Matthews no goals, Marner no goals, plus 221. Speaking of goals, that's where we're going for. That's a good. The Edmonton Oilers depth, far and away the best depth in the National Hockey League playoffs. We're going to dive into that coming up next. Reid Wilkins on why he hates gentleman sweeps. We've had a bunch of people text in and say the real reason Reid hates gentleman sweeps. This is a good one. Reid hates the gentleman sweep because of a horrible accident where he witnessed a gentleman being run over by a street sweeper that was also driven by another gentleman. I still like this one from Corey B. Could be the front runner for text of the day today with A&W. A gentleman tried to sweep Reid's mother off her feet and break up his family. And he's never been the same ever since, even though his parents stayed strong together moving forward. The real reasons Reid Wilkins hates gentleman sweeps. Text those into 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. That's good is on the way. That pepperoni Principi is in the...
just toasting the oven as we speak.
Oh, boy. It's going to be on here. Reid Wilkins is going to join us as well around 7:45. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We are closing in. Yeah, we're 3 away from 300. So let's blow through that number while Eric hits the sports update today for the great staff at Park Mazda. And that's a good for the Italian Centers on the way next.
Nikolai Ehlers had a pair of goals as the Jets stay alive to force Game 6 with a 4-0 shutout of the Stars. Out in the East, it was the Carolina Hurricanes advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals as they topped the Caps 3-1. Tonight, the Leafs look to stay alive. They're in Florida down 3-2 to the Panthers. Action gets underway at 6. World Hockey Championships, Canada remaining perfect, improving to 4-0 with a 5-1 win over Austria yesterday. They're now tied with Sweden atop Group A. Canada will take on Slovakia tomorrow afternoon. Jamal Murray's flu game saw him score 25 as the Nuggets would force a Game 7 with the Thunder, 119-107 your final. Tonight at 6, it's the Celtics in New York as the Knicks sport a 3-2 series lead. Stingers basketball back on Edmonton Sports Talk tonight. They're in Winnipeg to take on the Sea Bears. Coverage starts at 6:30. Jays dropping the rubber match to the Rays 8-3 yesterday afternoon. Toronto will host the Detroit Tigers tonight to open a 3-game set. First pitch 5:07. And second round action from Quail Hollow in the PGA Championship is underway this morning. Jonathan Vegas yesterday, he sits alone top of the leaderboard. He's even through 1 at 7 under par. And the low Canadian Taylor Pendrith in a tie for 24th. He's even through 5 today, sitting at 2 under. Sports Update brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki, where he wants you to get to the Formula One talk.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a figure skater. He wears like a white outfit and he does interpretive ice dances to my life's journey.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
I am a Zach High man. With the Leafs I used to ride, with Austin Matthews by my side. I scored a couple and I had a little fun. Signed with the Oilers in July of 21. The Leafs let me walk because they thought I had no soul. Now I'm over 50 goals. I am the dangler from way across the other side, where Beamers and Audis are supplied. Third overall in the draft 2014. Got a one-timer like the game has never seen. Bottom of the circle is the place where I get set. It's going in the net. I'm Nugent Hopkins. I was born in 93. All the way from Burnaby. Played some junior for Red Deer and had a ball. Signed with the Oilers when I went first overall. My two-way game, they said, is totally complete. The best in the league. The best in the league. The league. The league. The league. I'm Connor McDavid. I'm sure you've all seen my work. I'm not from this planet Earth. I'm deadly serious when I'm telling you what's up. My soul, it will not rest until we hoist the cup. Do what it takes through all the struggle and the pain, till just the oil remains. And we're gonna win again and again and again and again and again and again and again.
Oh, what's up? 7:36 on Friday, May 16th. Thank you very much for being here. We are coming at you live from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studio, where you might want to get your hands on a delicious Popeyes chicken sandwich and maybe one of the more underrated poutines in the market. Delicious poutine.
Just saying.
I smell it.
Yeah. And you'll never get all those Principi pizzas from the Italian Center. They're all numbered, right? With Oilers. Guess what today's number is? Guess who the pie is in honor of?
Evander Kane.
Wrong. I'll give you a hint. He wears big funny hats sometimes.
Stuart Skinner. We have a Stuart Skinner pie? What are the odds of this?
Yeah.
This is incredible.
And Corey Perry today becomes a man. His 40th birthday.
Oh, it's your
officially
birthday
a man. From a young boy to a man.
That's good. That last song, Dallas from Nelson, said he's back in the lab, apparently. I will say, if we don't have a song in our email from Dallas from Nelson by Tuesday morning, I'm declaring him legally dead. I mean, how can you not have something locked and loaded? I'm working on a little ditty maybe for the Western Conference Final. Not even AI related. Like this would be
good.
One of the
I love
classics.
the originals. Yeah.
Now, with that being said, the AI one yesterday slapped a little bit, didn't it? That's a good
Platypalooza
for the Italian Center.
Good night, golden nights. It's a gentleman's sweet. Good night, golden nights. Capanan, put you to sleep. You'll never be a winner, 'cause you can't beat Stuart Skinner. Good night, golden nights. Oh, it is so sweet.
God.
I know we can do whatever we want, but it is a shame that song is just for like I mean, we'll obviously play it more.
Yeah.
But for that one moment,
we'll always
if it was a run song, you know what I mean? Like
put it together, yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Let's see what I can do. I think I have to sign up for a premium account to edit the length of songs that I've already made.
But more songs with a Cajun theme, please.
Yeah, we can do that for you. I used to watch NCIS New Orleans.
Sure.
It had Scott Bakula from Quantum Leap. Which I fell asleep watching last night.
The flavor.
All right, let's get into that's good, Trev. That's a good for the Italian Center, where you swing on by right now, pick up your pepperoni Principi, and $2 off of it will go to Sports Central, which is a big charity that Gino's been working with for quite some time now. Trev, you kind of laid it out a little bit earlier, but I think this is where we have to go, you guys. Like the Edmonton Oilers' depth so far in these playoffs is far and away the best in the league. I went through it today. Let's break it down right now. The Edmonton Oilers right now have 9 players who have scored 3 goals or more. Corey Perry has 5. Henrique has 3. Kane has 4. Hyman has 3. Nuge has 3. Brown has 4. Draisaitl has 5. McDavid has 3. Bouchard has 4.
The only forward without a goal would be one Jeff Skinner.
Yeah, and he only played the one game. Everybody else has contributed. Dallas will be our first example we'll look at, simply because, the likeliest of opponents, I guess, right now. Rantanen has 9. Ridiculous playoff right now for him.
2 top heavy.
Rupe Hintz has 5. Granlund has 5. Johnston has 4. Thomas Harley has 3. That's it. The Dallas Stars have 5 players with 3 goals or more. The Edmonton Oilers have 9. The Florida Panthers, 3 goals or more. Bennett, Verhaeghe, Schmidt, Barkov, Reinhart, Kachuk, and Lundell. They've got 7. And then the Carolina Hurricanes, they have 5 as well. Svechnikov has 8. Jarvis has 4. Gostisbehere has 3. Aho has 3. And Stankoven has 3. Taylor Hall has 2. The Oilers' depth is runaway that much better than all of the other teams remaining in the playoffs right now.
And they're ripe bananas, that depth. Like, that's not guys along for the ride. That's not like younger guys.
No, these guys are contributing.
These guys are all wily vets that at this stage know when to turn it on. And boy, are they.
What's so good here is that this is what we've always talked about, right? Even on last year's team a little bit. It was, McDavid and Draisaitl are going to have to do everything. There's just no way that the Oilers can do it if those guys don't basically carry them every single game. And that's not part of the conversation anymore. Last year, the Oilers in the entire playoffs had 12 guys score 3 goals or more. They're already at 9 through the first 2 rounds this year. So I don't know how it could be much better than what it has been for the, like, think about the spot.
Well, maybe
that
if you
they're in
drop
right
Ryan McLeod into the mix, or
but
you know what I'm saying, because we're at a point, and maybe that's just but a veteran laden squad knowing when to play the game and when to show up and when to kind of, and that's I think that's what we're kind of saying, because there have been points this year where we're like, oh, this is outside of the top 6, it's pretty.
For the last 2 months of the regular season, you're like, oh, I wonder what they got. Everything's getting mixed up. They got healthy, obviously, at the right time, getting some of these guys back. But if you overall look at the current situation the Oilers find themselves in, they've got one goaltender who's won 6 in a row. They've got the other goaltender who's had back-to-back shutouts. You're in a spot now where it looks like you're going to have about a week off before you get to the next round of the playoffs, and you just so happen to have one of, if not your best defenseman, getting an extra week of rest here prior to a series starting. A guy that was already rumored to possibly return late in the 3rd round, but that certainly helps.
An older defenseman who looks like he's playing younger again in John Klingberg.
Yeah, Klingberg looks good. Kane is in a much healthier spot than he was in last year's playoffs. That's a bonus as well. And there's room for improvement on your power play, specifically on the road. And you're still sitting here having won 8 of your last 9. So,
and a guy like Kasperi Kapanen, who gets thrust into the mix, and you heard him speak the other night about the energy in the building and his hunger to get back in the lineup. I mean, when you have the luxury of getting guys who are champing at the bit to get back in, and that's why I
just checking if it was time for the pizza.
No,
yeah, okay, good.
I know we snicker at the Jeff Skinner stuff, but hey, if called upon, you don't mean to tell me he won't be fired up and ready to get
Victor
back into it.
Arvidsson scratched for the last 2
and
games
that's another
as well.
one, yeah.
So.
But guys that are getting back in but contributing, and then whoever's sitting out is feeling the hunger and the need to do a little bit more. So a hell of a competition.
That's good. It looks like it's all coming together. We're going to bring in Reid Wilkins here in just a second. I want Reid to listen to some of these suggestions on why he's so anti-gentleman sweep before we bring him in.
Well, again, study his reaction to see which one it is.
That pizza's smelling good.
Oh, and
I can't wait. What do we have time-wise? A couple minutes?
A couple more minutes. Yeah. We'll have to kind of
have a couple slices while we're chatting with Reid.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, so why does Reid actually hate gentleman sweep so much? Here are some of your suggestions via text today. Guys, Reid's childhood T-ball team agreed to a gentleman sweep and then ended up blowing a 3-0 lead he's never recovered. Reid used to sweep up after hours at the Gentlemen's Club until an injury forced him to become the bookbinder, and now any mention of the word gentleman or sweep in the same sentence triggers emotional distress. It finally all makes sense, guys. Reid's detached retina was caused by a wayward broom bristle, and the PTSD about sweeping has even included the gentleman sweep, which is unfortunate but understandable in this situation. Reid was a chimney sweep in his previous career, looking down with envy among the gentlemen sweepers. Could never realize his dream of joining them and instead pursued a career in radio. That one came from Jake and Jasper. Reid hates gentlemen sweeps because of a horrible accident where he witnessed a gentleman being run over by a street sweeper that was driven by another gentleman.
Dude.
Calling the Amishman. I don't know if I got into this one yet. Reid was once offered a cookie by a gentleman. The gentleman insisted there were no nuts in the cookie. Reid graciously took it and ate the cookie. For his troubles with an allergic reaction, he has never trusted gentlemen since. And then this one from Corey B says, a gentleman once tried to sweep Reid's mother off her feet and break up his family. So he's been anti-gentleman sweep ever since. Let's bring in Reid Wilkins this morning. Reid, of all of those suggestions on why you hate gentleman sweeps, which one's most accurate?
Well, the one I enjoyed the best was the street sweeper driven by a gentleman running over another gentleman.
No!
That's the funniest
Beep,
one.
beep.
There were a lot of good ones. Very creative, as usual, by the Nasties. Very, very, very good. And very, very good by you guys for keeping this going for yet another day. I now know 10 years from now what's still going to be referred to.
I know. So we said this yesterday morning on our show, Reid, because I knew you were anti-gentleman sweep. I said, and I think I have it in my notes here. I have it in my last night. I made a note of this. I said, Reid, are you more anti-gentleman sweep than you are pro like a good cosplay, which we kind of laid out yesterday? Yeah. I know you're a fan of the theater and the arts. I mean, how do you weigh the two? Were at the same time you're like, this is the stupidest bit, but they're really pulling it off nicely.
I'm more anti-use of the term gentleman sweep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
the negativity.
crazy.
The negativity.
It's not. No. It's not negativity. It's an honest reaction. Look, I enjoy creative use of the English language. I don't like abuse of the English language. And here's the thing. What's as I've been saying, if somebody could actually define a gentleman's sweep, then I might be able to go along with it. But every five, like, where did this go? Oh, it's a 5-game series. Well, that's a gentleman's sweep. So here's one for you guys. Here's one for you. There's a best of 3 series.
I heard this yesterday.
Yes, the one team wins 2 games to 1. Is that a gentleman's sweep?
No, I would say a gentleman's sweep. It's only eligible if it's a 7-gamer.
No, I don't agree with that, because what about a 4-game series? Okay,
yeah, but you're not even a believer.
No, but if you want to say this is what it is, if it's a best of 5, think about the old NHL best of 5 when it was like 1 against 16. Okay. So the higher seed wins like 5-2 and 8-3 on home ice. They go into the other team's building and let up a little bit, and the other team wins at home like 5-4. And then it's like, okay, guys, we gave them whatever. We gave like enough. Shut it down. We don't want to go back home and play a elimination game. And then they go and win 7-4, and you look at it, say, well, at least the lower seed got 2 gate revenues and all that kind of maybe. Like the only way I'll agree that a gentleman's sweep exists is if the lower seed, their only win is when they're facing an actual sweep. Okay.
Okay.
It has to be win, loss, win, or in a best of 5, win, loss, win. It can't be Vegas wins game 3 or the Flames win game 1 2 or 3 years ago and then the Oilers win in 5. That cannot be part of the definition. So I'll accept it if the losing team wins the game that prevents an actual sweep.
Okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
I'll accept. It can't be that Vegas wins game 3, and it can't be you spinning it. Well, but Draisaitl did it on purpose. No, he didn't. Nobody in the NHL loses on purpose. Well, I'm sure at some point somebody's been paid off to do it, but
I think the original definition of it was you lose game 1, then you win 4 in a row. But yours, I think I actually
heard that.
I've
never heard that.
You never heard that in all your years of covering sports?
I think the first year I heard it. When did Colorado upset Calgary in the first round? Was that 19, maybe? And
18, 19. Yeah, you might be right. Yeah.
Steinberg was on my show, and he was like, yeah, Calgary lost to this gentleman's sweep to Colorado. And I was like, what is that? And then I never really heard it since. And then why did you guys start using it?
Well, mostly because we just wanted to do the bit.
Well, see, at least you admit that.
I had always viewed it as you lose game 1 and then you win the next 4, and then it's a gentleman's sweep because you still won 4 in a row, which would be a sweep, but you gave them the first one. That's why we were kind of describing ours as a modified gentleman's sweep, which I'm sure you love even more.
Yeah, I think we need to name every format of series, though.
That's a good idea. I do like that. Yeah.
So the Oilers went win-win, loss, win-win against Vegas, right? So we need to come up with a name for that.
It's like a split gentleman sweep, or
split,
a divided.
Sweep. Yeah, sure.
Divided gentleman sweep.
And when we have to name every series a sweep, like even a best of 7 series where it goes like win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, like the alternating sweep, the checkerboard sweep.
Reid, we'll get to the Oilers in just 1 second, but I do want your thoughts on your first taste of watching and being a fan of Techmo Super Bowl regular season play.
You know what, everybody? A little bit behind the scenes at EST. It is horrifying. Like it is uncomfortable to be around when that game is being played. Like it is. You guys are. This is why I dropped out of the league. I was originally an expansions franchise, and then I decided to lose my deposit, and perhaps I'll join the league in a future year.
It's going to cost you expansion fees.
Yeah, maybe it might. It's surprisingly intense. I knew it was going to be intense, but yesterday there are 3 games, and it's life or death and trash talk and don't look at my play and I saw you peek and why did this guy not fumble or how could this guy make a catch? And I'm very it is a fun game. Don't get me wrong, but like you guys know your ability as a player, like it's so random, you guys. It's like you throw into quadruple coverage and the guy catches it. And then the next time you throw to a wide open guy and they cut to the close up and it's like bouncing off his shoulder pad. And it's like, what do the player ratings even mean? Like you guys have all this, this guy's like a 97 receiver. I better take him. And then the next game he has like 1 catch for 2. Well, I was going to say, is there a pass that travels less than 20 yards in the air? I do kind of like that every pass could be a touchdown because there's so many throws deep.
You can't throw the ball 95 to 100 yards in Techmo Super Bowl. Yeah.
Like if you faded back far enough.
Yeah, you can throw it the entire field. I mean, Hernan tried that about 9 times against me yesterday, and every time it didn't work, he was like, "Oh, I'm like, you can't just throw it 85 yards every single time, man." Like,
yeah, but all you need to do is catch 1, and it's a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean that is true.
I liked your commentary. I think you should stick to calling the games. You can be the in-house.
I did appoint myself as the league play-by-play voice, but I just
doing
do
a Pat Summerall.
I feel like it.
Look, man, when we get to playoffs, we'll probably stream playoffs live on our YouTube channel. We can set it up. You can actually call the game.
I can do the whole game. I could do them in a variety of different voices and impressions. I got to work on a Dustin Nielsen impression. Do you remember when you came on Inside Sports when 1260 got shut down? And I
remember that night. Yeah,
2-minute YouTube video of somebody had edited together. It was just you going, "What is happening?" for 2 minutes straight.
I do remember that. That was a good video. Whoever got it.
It's pretty fun to watch you guys, though I feel like it would be a little too intense for me for the work environment. I'd get too distracted. And I don't tell anybody, but I'm not working the whole time. I'm sitting in that office there, obviously.
What?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot you're the owner, Dustin.
All right, Reid Wilkins is with us. Reid, so last night Dallas wins. Winnipeg wins, forces a game 6. Oilers series won't start until at least Tuesday, which would be close to a week. If it goes 7, it might start a little bit later. we were talking about with CJ. I think, I mean, you worried at all about the whole rust thing, or you just take as much rest as you can at this point?
No, I don't worry about that. I mean, if they are rusty when they come back, okay, you'll shake it off quickly enough, I think. I'll always take the rest at this time of year. Like, it's so valuable to just not play, I think. Not to have to block a shot, not to have to take a hit, not to have to be involved in a scrum after the whistle or anything like that. I will absolutely take the rest. If you can win a series quickly, go out there and do it and get it done. And any game you lose, there's always that chance that, the other team's going to win another game and make the series even longer and maybe come back and knock you out. So, no, I'm not really worried about the rust. I think the Oilers are pretty locked into how they want to play. They're a veteran playoff team now, so I don't worry about that at all. I was really interested in your analysis of the Toronto Maple Leafs, if we can call it that.
Yeah.
It is interesting, though, guys. Like, is there a sport, I guess certainly of the big four sports in North America, that changes more from the regular season to the playoffs? Like, I don't think there is.
No, there isn't.
I know football, well, you got to run the ball, and like sure, but I guess maybe baseball, you could say they can use pitchers differently because a starter might be like, okay, you're our fifth starter or fourth starter, and you're still pretty good, but now we're just going to use you out of the bullpen, right, or something like that. That's more of maybe a tactical thing, but just where the actual guts of the game changes more than the NHL, right? And there are players that, well, he's a playoff style player for whatever. Like it kind of doesn't make sense because it's like you should just by the logic of the intensity and the caliber of the competition, everybody should be better in the regular season than they are in the playoffs. But some players are better in the playoffs just because it comes a smaller ice, more detailed. You can't make a mistake type of game. And what's great now is the Oilers have a bunch of these players, right?
Yep.
The Oilers have a bunch of these players who are playing this incredibly committed game, and that's that if the Leafs go out, that's going to hang over these guys, right? The Matthews, and I do think Matthews is still a pretty good player. I guess Marner, for me, more than Matthews might have to wear that label of I just can't get it done in the playoffs. Though I guess Matthews' stats aren't that good either.
Yeah, I mean, it's an easy one for the fans to hang it on Marner because he could leave as a UFA. If you wanted to sort of, and I think he'll probably go take off somewhere. Reid, as far as the others go, if you could narrow down one thing that has impressed you the most or surprised you the most, I guess, however you want to spin it, about this group, an individual player, their team play overall, what would your answer be to that question?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I think I would just have to say their resolve. And I guess specifically to that, just that there's never really any panic in their game. And that includes the coaches. Certainly, I suppose there have been a couple times in this playoffs where he's gone to the big guys a lot. I suppose game 1, third period against Los Angeles, but McDavid was so incredible. How do you keep him on the ice? But it's just been very much, okay, something bad happened. Okay, the other team scored. Okay, we're behind. Keep playing the same way. Trust that we can wear this team down. Trust that if we stick to what we do the best or get to what we do the best, they were pretty hard to beat. And I think that's the biggest thing because they're often a team that trails or doesn't score first, but just this complete commitment to trusting their game, trusting their ability, trusting all four lines, all six defensemen. And that's why they've won games. I mean, you can see it sometimes in teams that aren't as good or aren't as experienced. They fall behind 1-0 or 2-0, and the mood just changes. They don't play the same way. They start taking chances. They start making hope plays, even earlier in a game. That hasn't really happened with the Oilers at any point in this postseason. I mean, even when they've been down 2. I mean, look when they were down 2-0 in the first period against Vegas in the game 1. Like, nothing changed about the way the Oilers. I mean, yes, they played better.
Yeah.
Like, sure, they but I'm not saying that they're always playing their maximum, but they have a style that they play and they have a trust in it. And then once they get to it, like they're pretty hard to beat, guys. Like I look at how they're playing, and of course anything can happen, but they're going to be pretty hard to beat 4 times in 7 games. An individual game, sure, whatever. Like they're going to be pushed, but who really outlasts them? I guess in a series, like of course it's about beating them, but if you look at it, who outlasts the Edmonton Oilers? I'm not sure anybody can, because they've already in their first 2 series in different ways proven that they can outlast their opponents.
I was going to ask, Reid, I mean, in terms of Western Conference final opponents, I mean, Jets, Stars, or we were talking earlier about Cup favorites, and if it's a Final Four of, say, Florida, Dallas, or you mentioned we casually discussed the Jets as President's Trophy, but we're talking now. But whatever. I mean, how do you defeat resolve? Like, you could ask, who would you rather in the Western Conference? I don't think fans really care at this point, because it really doesn't matter. And if you are the Stars or the Jets and you go into this series, like, what is the formula to defeating resolve, if any?
Well, you have to have as much as the other team, right? And then you need a break or 2 along the way, or a great goaltending performance. I mean, I think Winnipeg is very, very good. I've this era of this Dallas Stars team, I think, is very good. I mean, that's a well put together roster. They have a bit of everything. They have a good goaltender. They have defensemen who can skate and move the puck. And they have guys who. I mean, Jamie Benn's a dirty player, guys. Like I feel, I don't know am I saying something that's going to irritate people? Like I kind of feel like Jamie Benn has gotten a free pass on how dirty he is because he's Canadian, and then maybe he plays in Dallas.
That might be right. Yeah,
like that was dirty what he did last night
on Shifley. When he popped him.
Yeah, and around the linesman. And even remember a couple of years ago in a game, he was standing with Hyman outside of a scrum. And he slashed Hyman's stick out of his hands, and Hyman looked at him and was like, seriously? And Hyman bent down his stick, and Ben just started punching him in the back of the head. I mean, that's like kind of beyond being a little cheeky or being a little bit of an irritant. I honestly feel Ben probably doesn't get criticized as much as some other guys who play that way, because he's also a very good scorer and can also play a very honest game. But sometimes you see him do some stuff. I'm like, man, that's not good, man. Like, that's not cool. Anyway, they're very good. Winnipeg's also very good. But I think you got to hope that goes 7 games, right? And they got to have another flight, and they got to have another game of beating each other up. And the Jets have to win a road game at some point, don't they?
Yeah, I mean,
if they're going to win one road game in the playoffs,
got to find a way. Got to find a way to get one on the road if you're the Winnipeg Jets. And hey, no better time to have it than to keep your season alive. Reid, any plans for your show already today? What's going to be cooking?
Yeah, we're working on it. We're going to have some fun Friday going into the long weekend. I'm sure I'll find something to get irritated about or poke people about. And Jay's always in a good mood. We'll work on finding a fun guest or 2, or just having some good discussion.
All right, well, here's hoping.
Maybe Eric will send me more feet pictures.
Oh, there you go.
I have your number.
All right, Reid, we'll see you in the office in a bit.
Take care.
There you go. That is Reid Wilkins from the smash hit Reid Wilkins Show, 3 to 6 every single day right here, and only here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Can you believe that somebody else let that guy get away?
And he's totally wrong with the gentleman sweep stuff. Like, he's never been more.
Well, he did say he would buy into it if it was a 3-0 series lead and then a team stayed alive for a game and then lost in 5. He said he would. That's the only time he'd have time for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he believes in it sometimes, but not others.
The 5-game, it's actually more commonly the 5-game NBA series. That's where it kind of...
Is that where it came from?
Yeah. Like
okay. I don't care where it came from.
No,
we have fun with it.
Whatever.
Yeah. All right. We need somebody to play Kind of Easy Trivia right now. If you're listening on TuneIn or iHeart, we're at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Fire Trev a text, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. If you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. We're on pace for about a 500-like show, which is good. We are 11 away from 400 right now, so hammer the thumbs up over there. And if you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia, 780-218-9999. Kind of Easy Trivia, 3 questions too many. Chris Morris, president of the Double E, he's going to be by around 8:20. They signed a big deal yesterday with Play Alberta, the Play Alberta field at Commonwealth Stadium. We're going to get into that a little bit. bit and get his thoughts on the new commish. We haven't chatted with Morris since the new commish took over, so we'll get his thoughts on that as well. Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the week still to come in hour number 3. 780-218-9999 if you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia today and get a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's. Let's get to a sports update right now with Lieutenant Eric for Windsor Plywood, Leduc.
The Toronto Maple Leafs look to stay alive tonight down in Florida, trailing that series 3-2. Coverage gets underway at 6. Last night it was the Canes advancing to the Eastern Conference Finals, topping the Caps 3-1. While the Jets would stay alive to force a Game 6 down in Dallas with a 4-0 win over the Stars from Winnipeg. Sticking with hockey, Canada over Austria 5-1 to improve to 4-0 at the World Hockey Championships, tied with Sweden atop Group A. Canada will take on Slovakia tomorrow afternoon. It was the Nuggets forcing a Game 7 with the Thunder last night, 119-107 your final. Later tonight, the Knicks host the Celtics up 3-2 at 6. Stingers basketball also back on EST tonight. They're in Winnipeg to take on the Sea Bears. Coverage will get underway at 6:30. Jays dropping the rubber match to the Rays 8-3 yesterday afternoon. Toronto welcoming the Detroit Tigers tonight to crack open a 3-game set. First pitch, 5:07. Second round action at the PGA Championship from Quail Hollow is underway this morning. Taking a quick glance at the leaderboard, Jonathan Vegas, he's 1 over through 3. Still in the lead, though, at 6 under par. Sports Update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and the surrounding area since 1993. Doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff at Windsor Plywood Leduc.
Game 7, baby.
7.
It's gonna be juicy.
It's where I get my juice.
I walked into the party.
CC to Kulak. He's got tons of room. He tees one up, and they score! The Oilers take a 2-0 lead off of a point shot from Brett Kulak, tipped in by Evander Kane.
Game 7, baby.
For the Kane. Kane, he's home free. The runway is open. The net is open, and Kane scores again.
Juicy.
7.
It's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be juicy. It's gonna be juicy. Game 7, baby. It's gonna be juicy.
8:06 on the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here today. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. That'll get you into the old PJ's inbox, the Paris Jewelers inbox, where right now you can go buy something and you don't have to pay until next year. Is that a great deal or what? Do not pay for 1 year. Local stores, West Edmonton Mall, Kingsway, Londonderry, Sherwood Park Mall, St. Albert Center, ParisJewelers.com. And of course, one of your text messages will win text of the day for A&W, where the new Steakhouse Teen Burger is a thing. It's a delicious, real, spectacular thing. Steakhouse Teen Burger for limited time at A&W. Canada's original burger chain since 1956. 1956.
Time is ticking, Tina.
Yeah.
Judging by my quartz pocket watch.
I got to get better at opening this. How do you do it? You hold it between your finger?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see now.
I didn't know the button on top. I was prying it open earlier.
Oh, were you? Oh, I knew about the button, but I didn't know how the proper...
What time is it on yours? Mine's 4:40.
Mine says it's 8:36.
Like, I don't know how would you change the time?
I think I bet you probably push this down.
It?
Yeah, you push it down.
Uh-huh.
Nope.
But if you push it down, you're switching the time every time you open it. Like,
yeah, I don't know how you change.
I think I'm just constantly on this.
Doesn't matter. My life will just be.
This is the time now.
My life will be 20 minutes behind.
Yeah,
20 minutes ahead. The last time I saw a watch like this, it was on the movie Time Machine with Guy Pearce. Great movie.
So you can really accentuate your point when you
click it together. Yeah. Well, I guess it's time for a game of Techmo. All right, third hour coming up. We got Chris Morris. He's going to join us in about 12 minutes. Just after 8:30, we'll dive into a few more of your text messages, and we'll get your thoughts at that point on the whole rest conversation. We know the Oilers are kind of slow starters. I don't even care.
But
I don't even care.
Reid mentioned the results. They love to being the slow starters. If they are, so what?
Take the rest. Come on out. Have a garbage period in round one,
I think
round three, game one,
rest,
and then you take over in period two.
You also
were so rested.
Take the rest.
They love the rest.
They love getting a little rusty.
They love the rest. They love the rust. All right, hammer the thumbs up for us over on YouTube. Bare minimum nowadays for playoff-driven shows, 500. So we'll smash through that today. Oh, look at Reid Wilkins. He texts me and says, "Thanks for having me." I'm going to reply and say, "Thanks for having us."
He texted me that eggplant emoji. I don't know what's going on there.
What is that about? I never understood that emoji. We do need one more question for 3 questions too many today. So fire that over to the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. We're going to start the hour with a little kind of easy trivia brought to you by Mr. Mike's. We're starting on Tuesday, May 20th. Platypalooza. Platypalooza is where you get it at May 20th. Only at Mr. Mike's. It's Platypalooza.
They need to have you sailing down the North Saskatchewan on some
Mike's
river raft and some coveralls doing that ad.
With a platter.
With a platter.
Platypalooza. Get your Platypaloozas here. All right. Who's playing kind of easy trivia today?
This is Vaughn.
Vaughn is going to play. Okay. We'll start the ticker after I read the first question. Vaughn is going to play kind of easy
played
trivia.
before?
I think Vaughn has played before.
Okay.
That's correct. All right, Vaughn, you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
All right, here we go. Who did the Edmonton Oilers knock out in the first round?
In the first round, the Kings.
Who did the Edmonton Oilers knock out in the second round?
In the second round, who was that? Vegas.
Which Canadian team avoided elimination last night?
Winnipeg.
Which Canadian team faces elimination tonight?
The last.
Name one Canadian who plays in the NBA.
Canadian. Nah, no.
No! Oh my God. Damn it, Shake, stop it!
They are going to remember that AM radio is a viable and modern source for news and entertainment.
Totally.
People don't listen to AM like they used to. Seems like it's more about FM and color TV.
That's stupid.
It sure is, Kevin.
I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just
I'm stoked.
so stoked.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You pulled the dial up.
Oh, reverse. Wheat said push it down.
Classic.
Oh, yeah, look at this. Well, let's set our watches, eh?
Now I'm on time.
You can set your watch to this show. What time is it? 8:12? This doesn't work. 8:12.
What?
8:12 makes it look like
Do you
it's
have
almost
it
9
8?
o'clock. I have to dial it back.
Well, not
here.
the number 12. You have to go like...
There we go. 8:12.
Like you're not on 12.
No, I know that.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see if that works. All right.
And that's that.
There you go. I can't wait, man. Can you imagine how much Reid Wilkins is going to hate if the Oilers win the first 3 games in the next round and lose the 1 and then win game 5 and we are like, this is what Reid said. This is the gentleman's sweep that Reid approves of.
The Gentleman's Sweep show brought to you by Reid Wilkins. I think if we include him in the fun, right?
All right, let's get into 3 questions too many today. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment?
3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki. Get to the Formula One talk already. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
I mean, Hernan and Gage will have a bunch of Formula One talk.
Oh, they will. I can't wait. I like. It's Italy. It's Ferrari. It's. They need something.
That's why I think the
Pressure's
DJ Dan
on.
had thrown a Shaw Leclerc top 3 in practice into their parlay yesterday. Do you have a Twitter account?
I do. It's at Lieutenant _ Eric, ERIC, where you can relive the hilarity from yesterday. What a blast. You got a picture of myself, Trev. Yesterday, you had your rum-running Al Capone suit on. Trev had a very tight shirt and extremely tight
You were
pants.
done. You were done up well as a bartender, Trev. I'd say this.
That
You did a hell of a
that
job
ass,
yesterday.
Next time it'll be better. I promise this.
I could see
I don't
us
know how you
3
did it,
gentlemen
but-
up on the stage accepting an Esty for episode of the year. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of SD.
there's a lot of Esty buzz around that show.
There was.
This is like when Oppenheimer came out. Same type of thing.
You had the same type of hat.
Would have
pretty
to
much.
agree.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to tell the guys in Oppenheimer apart from us yesterday. Pretty much.
No.
All right, question number 1. Do you guys think it would be better for the Oilers if the Jets and Stars series only go 6 as opposed to 7?
For the purposes of coming back on Tuesday and having a game, is that the route?
I don't know.
Because if it goes 7, it won't be Tuesday, right?
If it goes 7,
just kind of off the top of my head here,
it'd be, if it goes 7, game 7 would be Monday, so it'd be a Wednesday start probably.
Right. I'll take the Tuesday. I like coming in off a long weekend. You know, sometimes people are a little slow. You know, you're kind of back to work. You know, that type of thing. But to have a game on the Tuesday following a long weekend, I think would be you're right back.
You can't
in
script it any better.
Yeah.
You can't script it any better. I would say, I think I'd rather have it go 7 because that means the Jets would still have a chance to win, and I'd rather the Oilers play the Jets in the next round than the Stars.
Okay. I get what you're saying. A lot of ways you can slice that.
I know Hellebuck has been good in the playoffs against the Oilers in the past, but this year's playoff Hellebuck, I think the Oilers get to that guy.
He's not that guy.
I think they get to him. And we talked about in the first round. Oh, Darcy Kemper, they got to him. Aiden Hill, is he a better goalie than what the Oilers? That doesn't matter. They got to him. And they get to Hellebuck too. And they'll get to Ottinger for that matter.
He's kind of got that final boss vibe to him, hey? Like you've slayed the other Vezina candidates and competitors. He's the one, though.
I think final boss is Bobrovsky still.
For this
Remember how
team,
good Bobrovsky was early in that series last year? Question number 2. If the Toronto Maple Leafs lose tonight, would you guys rather let Marner walk as a UFA or re-sign him and trade Austin Matthews? Discussed this on 2 Guys and a Goalie a little bit yesterday. That's a show at noon, Tuesdays and Thursdays here.
I do like the trading and then getting, recouping something and then.
If you view both Matthews and Marner as extreme playoff disappointments, but Marner wants to stick around, you could sign Marner, trade Matthews for a ton, and build around Marner, Nylander, whatever you acquire for Matthews, and Matty Nyes.
But then you're losing the Austin Matthews marketability. He's in all those commercials.
They're throwing Matthews jerseys on the ice.
Bieber, all that stuff. That's what you're giving. That's what you're losing.
I'd have a lot of
playoffs,
time as general hockey fan hearing Dreger or CJ or somebody tweet out, the Toronto Maple Leafs are expected to re-sign Mitch Marner and trade Austin Matthews to blank for blank.
Yeah. Adam Larson. One for one.
RCN is in and says you're keeping Matthews, you're letting Marner walk, and then you're using the Marner money on Besser, Ehlers, or Bennett, one of those guys. La Bamba guy says trade Matthews pending what Marner wants. I sure hope Ehlers doesn't end up in Toronto. I really like Ehlers. I think Ehlers is I've been an Ehlers stan for
Nikolai.
a few years.
Don't do it.
I want to see Ehlers stay in Winnipeg. I also don't want to see Bennett end up in Toronto either.
But that would be an easier to hate guy. That's him. You hate him. He's going to a place.
Yeah, Ehlers going to Toronto. I'd still somewhat have a soft spot for him, and I hate
Bennett would be so fun to hate in the.
But I was throwing it around yesterday. Kenny Holland takes over the Los Angeles Kings, builds a trade package around Quentin Byfield to get his hands on Austin Matthews. I love Byfield. I think he's going to be like a 75,
That's
80,
one
85
ripe
point.
banana.
He's not Matthews, but I mean, if you wanted to really switch it up, if you're Toronto, that's a 22-year-old that's got back-to-back 50-point seasons.
He's a green
Bringing
banana.
Guy like
He's a green
him,
banana.
Very green
Ken
banana.
Holland's not going to wait around to see him right.
Ken Holland has learned. He's learned his mistakes on green and yellow bananas.
He's making bread.
You'd have to add quite a bit to Byfield, I think. But Matthews only has 3 years left, and he can walk from Toronto anyway.
It's a U.S. market.
If you could get Marner signed on a long-term deal and then not have to worry about Matthews walking away in 3 years by trading him for something of significance, like I don't know if you're really that worse off as a team. You can't win anyway. Like you can't win with these guys anyway.
Matthews in L.A.
You tell me he wouldn't love that?
Right? The Beebs?
Him and
It all works. He'd be...
Him and Beebs on Rodeo Drive.
Yeah.
Like Julia Roberts in Pretty Girl. Or, Pretty Woman. Pretty Girl. Pretty Bird.
Yeah, she's over 40 for crying out loud. His fashion sense, though, wouldn't get loud. Like, he'd fit in. That's the market for him.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it'll probably be the easy route. You let Marner walk. You use that money on other guys, maybe 2 guys instead. And Matthew stays and then obviously walks away from your organization in 3 years anyway.
At least you still got Nyes.
Yeah. Still got, I like Nyes.
No, I know.
Well, I don't like him because he leave, but I respect his game. Yeah.
Game recognized game.
I like it. Exactly. Question number 3. Dusty, are you considering keeping the beard for CFL season? Actually, it's funny you bring this up. I'm contemplating, not big bushy beard guy.
Yeah.
And I definitely cut my hair. I mean, the hair will be short by the time I get to Montreal to kick off Friday Night Football. You're going to be excited about Friday Night Football this year. I'm very excited about Friday Night Football this year. We got some good stuff cooking.
So excited that you didn't take it in the draft of nights.
No, well, I was trying to get the win. Anyway, it kind of sucked. Anyway, I'll be getting a haircut before the first Friday Night Football. I'll be out in Montreal for the Alouettes, Toronto Argos, week 1 with me and Lapo. The hair will be cut.
What kind of cut?
But
are you thinking? High and tight?
I'm contemplating maybe becoming a beard guy on TV.
Okay. But that goes with the cut now. What cut are you going to like?
No, I'll get my regular cut.
Yeah.
I'll take her down low.
Full beard though,
pretty
not
basic
like
cut.
goatee.
The
like
full beard.
Yeah.
But shorter beard.
Yeah. Maybe
like Marshall
maybe
Ferguson.
strapped.
Marshall Ferguson has a beard
Oh,
sometimes.
sure. Yeah.
But pretty much nobody else on the crew really does.
You should spike your hair up, like gel it up.
No, I don't want to do that. I want to have my old plain hair that I've had since I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
But I think I might, I don't know, I'll text some of the guys in there and see. I might be like well-groomed beard TV guy.
Yeah, you have to get one of those trimmers.
But most of these guys, most of these famous play-by-play guys, you know, they all have
The baby face.
Baby face. And I do look younger when I have a baby face.
And you love a game day
And
shave.
I do want to become a good play-by-play guy. So I
Right.
don't know. Maybe I need to be clean shaven for the CFL season. This is the closest I've ever got to actually thinking about becoming beard guy on TSN. I don't know. It's gonna come down to the wire, boys.
1 year. Give it a go. Come on.
Give it 1 year? I don't
Yes.
know. I don't know.
See if you like it.
I just don't. I don't know if I have the balls to do it.
And Suits should grow
Yes,
his
you
mustache
do.
back.
You know what?
You be
If
beard guy. He brings the mustache
Suits
back.
should definitely grow his mustache back.
Okay, you know there's some people, and Trev as well. Some people are made for it. Like
For the mustache.
that upper lip needs a mustache.
Suits is a great mustache guy.
Like he's not a bad looking guy, but that he can get a mustache. You should both have mustaches.
I can't
Week
just.
one?
I've never had just a mustache on my face, so that's not going to happen. Anyway, if you want to chime in,
I can see it,
780-218-9999.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just a mustache?
If you
No, it's not
decide,
good
if you decide to, not go forward with the beard, just one day, just have a mustache for one day.
For one day.
do the
Please.
mustache show.
Yes.
Dusty mustache. You have a mustache.
We'll all
And you have a
do it.
mustache.
Yeah.
Yes, obviously.
Good point. Before I shave this off for CFL and TSN, well, I'll do a mustache show with you guys.
ESC first.
Yeah, that'll be good. We'll have to do funny voices for it too and everything. Mustache show. All right, this next guest, he's clean shaven. He's the president of the Double E. They announced a big deal with Play Alberta yesterday. Chris Morris, he's a busy guy today. He just had to sit around and listen to us talk about my possible mustache here. But let's bring in Chris Morris this morning. Chris, good catching up with you. How you doing, sir?
I'm just going to say, first of all, that's a great flow. You need to continue with that. They are all pretty people there, and you need to embrace your true self, Dusty, and freaking get after it there.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you. You know what?
Don't worry about looking like those guys.
Yeah, you know what? When you have your next contact with TSN, tell them I've given Dusty approval. He's going to represent Edmonton. He's going to have his long hair and his beard, and we'll see where it goes from there. I mean, you're pretty clean. Have you always been clean-shaven guy, Chris, or did you do the mustache at one point?
No, I can't grow a beard. I don't have the luxury of growing facial hair, Dusty. I wish I did. I would if I could. If I could take care of my hair, I'd have long hair too. But just too much trouble for me. I like getting up and just getting going. So
yeah, okay. Well, then that makes sense. Then big news for you yesterday, and we just recently went through it ourselves. A couple weeks ago, we announced a long-term deal with Play Alberta. Going through the process with them. Great organization for us to work with. I'm very excited about where we're going to go with them, where they're taking what they're doing as well. And, they kind of given me a little bit of a heads up that they're working on something of significance with you guys. You announced that yesterday, Play Alberta Field down at Commonwealth Stadium. What's that process been like for you guys, and how important is this deal for your group?
It's been great. We've obviously we worked through it with City Council and with the City of Edmonton here to make sure everybody's comfortable with it. And Play Alberta has been awesome through that whole process. Like for us, Dusty, you just look like the NFL is $1 billion industry, and it really has been built around sports betting and being able to interact with the game in a different way than what is traditionally done. Like people just don't sit and watch the game anymore. There's a million things that people want to be doing while they're watching the game, and sports betting opens up the door for all of it. I know Randy Ambrosi just left as our commissioner, but he set us up really nicely with Genius Sports, and we really track everything statistically now, which wasn't the case before he became the commissioner. So we are positioned as a league to really explode in this area, and to have Play Alberta, with us on this at the initial parts of it, I think is a really, really good move for us and for them.
Yeah, and I love their new logo. Did you know that part of their logo is the outline of the province of Alberta?
I know it's cool, eh?
I know, but
they were talking about that.
Oh man, it was so bad, Chris, because I got on a call about a month before we launched with them, and I sat down with their team, and I knew like all logos nowadays have something cool in them, like an Easter egg. And I sat there, it was me and 7 members of the Play Alberta team, and I just said right off the bat, I said, "Listen, guys, I just got to know, like, what's the Easter egg in the logo?" And they said, "It looks like the province of Alberta." And I felt like such a jackass. I was like, "How did I not see this?" But it's exciting, and you do make a good point. Like Eric and I talk all the time about continuous ways to continue to grow the Canadian Football League. And I got into the NFL not till like my early 20s, and it was because of betting and fantasy. I think CFL is starting to do a good job on the betting part. I think there's room to improve on the fantasy angle. But those are massive areas of growth for a league that is already in a really good spot right now, right?
Yeah, we're building for sure. You look at our TV numbers, you look at a lot of the things off the field, our sponsorship numbers, like there's a lot of really positive things happening with the CFL right now. This would really take us to the next level though. It really is about engaging. The CFL's challenge and our challenge in Edmonton is really engaging with that 18 to 30-year-old. And that is it's the foundational building block that's going to allow us to recover. And we don't do a good job with it as a league. If you look at the stats, and here in Edmonton, we haven't done a great job with it. And this is a huge bridge to that group. There's a whole bunch of other bridges we got to build, but this is a really big one.
Chris, when you took over, obviously you put some great football people in place to help the product on the field, and there seems to be a really good buzz around it. I think the West is wide open this year. It's a league that you can turn things around in very quickly. But for you, being the head of the organization, working on the business side, how has that been for you? What's the community been like? What have you learned over the last couple of months?
Yeah, it's funny. Like my thought coming in was that the biggest and most important thing is to reconnect community-wise, right? And to make sure that we're a functioning, contributing part of what Edmonton is. And I don't know whether we'd maintain that over the years. We had some community service events, but we didn't really have great connections in a lot of ways with the city and with the people here who can help us. We've really done a good job over the last 6 months here of just being genuinely interested in connecting and finding two-way and mutual partnerships with people. Like our sponsorship revenue, our partnership revenue is at a historic high right now. And really, we haven't really done anything on the field yet. So you look at that, and it really is, I think, it's sort of a new approach in the way that we look at things and the way we approach relationships and the way we talk about relationships with our community. And we've built out a whole bunch more community programs compared to what we had before. And we've used those to have sponsors engage with not just our program, but with the community of Edmonton. So we've done lots of things along those lines. Like, it's, for us, the football piece is such a huge catalyst, Dusty. Like, if you're not good at football, like, pro football is tough. I think that's pretty obvious, right? So, and we haven't been good at football for many years here, right? And we got the right people. I'm so convinced that we have the best general manager in the league, and that we have some coaches here that are going to be really, really great as they grow up together as a staff. And I love our roster. Like, I've watched training camps since the beginning. I've watched all the people we brought in here. Our lines of scrimmage are outstanding. We have great quarterback play. We have great running backs. Our lines are, like, I feel very good about our on-field product going into this season compared to the team we fielded last year at the end. And I thought the team we fielded last year at the end was pretty talented. I just thought it was mismanaged.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there wholeheartedly. And I think, too, Chris, it's got to be exciting in your position and your team, both on and off the field, that you're kind of in lockstep now with a new commissioner of the league as well. I mean, you're looking at new ways to do things here locally in this market, but Stuart Johnston now, and I know you mentioned Randy Ambrosi. I know he was kind of, I guess at times publicly perceived in a bit of a negative fashion, but took the league through a pandemic. You mentioned the Genius deal, like, did a lot of good things, the global initiative. But just how excited are you with now a new commissioner that seems to have some more forward thinking ideas, perhaps, and maybe taking the league in different directions? And as you mentioned as well, what you guys are trying to do here with the Elks.
Yeah, I'll start off with Randy. Like, Randy took us off, like, it was like storming the beach. And the CFL was about to die when Randy took over as commissioner. There were teams going bankrupt. It was a bad situation. We had no connectivity from a data standpoint with our fans. We didn't have market. Like, he put in things into place that allow us to be in a position of strength right now. Now, some of those things he had to do at a bit of a sacrifice. So there were things with certain deals he had to make that put us back a little bit financially, and he now is no longer the commissioner here. But he set a nice foundation for Stu to come in here, and Stu is building off some of the things, a lot of the things that Randy put in place. Now, Stu's the perfect guy to take us to the next level. He has great connections, with broadcasting. He understands the use of data and how to monetize having as many fans, marketable fans as we do right now, and how to get more people into the stands. I think we're in great hands here, but I very much respect the work that Randy did to put us into this position. So I just want to make sure people understand that. Yeah. He did a great job. It's always tough when you're that first guy on the beach. Like, bad things happen.
Did Chris freeze? Looked like Chris froze. That's okay. Chris, if you're still there, I don't know what.
He made the first game on the beach
anyway.
point.
We're good anyway. Yeah, that's okay. If he reconnects, Trev, just tell him we're good. We got to get to the update. Those are great. I mean, it just makes me so happy that Chris Morris is the president of the Double E. I think he's
and he
great.
Looks great.
I think he's great.
Being clean shaven.
He does look great, clean shaven.
But I mean, we can't gloss over the fact that he's all about the hair.
Yeah, well, the hair's got to go.
It does not.
I can't be
Chris Morris.
No, I can't. I can't do the hair. I might be able to do the beard, but I don't think I can.
You slicked it back, yes. I know it wasn't fully slicked back, but it was looking pretty good.
Actually, I will say
it
this.
was looking good.
I slicked it back yesterday morning before I came in, and it did look pretty good.
Tammy was standing by the door.
She loves the slicked back hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like Brad Pitt to her with the slicked back hair. Yeah. All right. I think our beer of the week guy was trying to connect too, right? All right, so you know what we'll do? We'll get to the update. We'll come back with beer of the week, and we'll get to more of it. Man, I don't know. I think there's a good buzz around this football team right now. Are you feeling it, Edmonton? Let's go. 7. I know everybody's fully engaged on the Oilers, and I totally get it.
You can have both. But why can't you have both? I don't understand.
I think it was Glue Guy who said he bet on the Oilers to win the Cup and the Elks to win the Grey Cup. And I got to say, I like what he's doing. I like the pick.
I got to say.
I like the pick.
I like what he's doing.
It's time. There we go. All right, so let's get into a sports update right now for a place where it is always game day. Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge. Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week on the way, coming up next as well.
Get a piece of pizza. Stanley Cup playoffs continue tonight with the lone game down in FLA as the Panthers look to finish off the Leafs, leading that series 3-2. Coverage gets underway at 6 o'clock. Last night, it was the Jets staying alive, forcing a Game 6 with the Stars, 4-0 your final. And the Hurricanes punching their ticket to the Eastern Conference Finals with a 3-1 victory over the Capitals. Canada defeating Austria 5-1 at the World Hockey Championships yesterday, improving to 4-0 as they're tied with Sweden atop Group A. Canada will take on Slovakia tomorrow afternoon. In the NBA tonight, the Knicks look to finish off the Celtics on home court, leading that series 3-2. Tip-off 6. Last night, it was the Nuggets forcing a Game 7 with the Thunder, 119-107 the final. Sticking with basketball of a local flavor, the Stingers back on EST tonight. We'll have the game for you live out in Winnipeg against the Sea Bears, coverage starting at 6:30. Jays dropping the rubber match to the Rays 8-3 yesterday afternoon. Toronto will host the Tigers tonight to open a 3-game set. First pitch, 5:07. And over to Quail Hollow, second round action of the PGA Championship is underway this morning. Jonathan Vegas still tops the leaderboard at 6 under. He's 1 over through 4 today. When it comes to Canadians, Taylor Pendrith climbing up. He's in a tie for 13th. 1 under through 8, sitting at 3 under par. Sports Update is presented by Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge with wall-to-wall TVs, daily food and drink specials. It is the place to be for every Oilers game. Every day is game day at Selly's Sports Bar and Lounge.
First thing we fire would eat, and then we hire not block. Bring in Paul Coffee, then goes against us stop. Illusions that someday we'd be in the fight. Now it's playoffs, and this is game night. That's when it dawned upon them that this is a serious team, and there ain't no doubt tonight we'll shut them out. Oilers will hoist Lord Stanley. Oilers will hoist Lord Stanley. Oilers will hoist Lord Stanley.
Oh, man, I forgot about that Lord Stanley song from Dallas, too. That's a beauty, too.
Yeah, I thought you were playing something new.
No, what's this guy cooking up? What's this guy cooking up for the Western Conference Final?
What's going on that Dairy Queen grill?
Better be something going on down there. All right, you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. Hampton Steve texts in and says, hey, important news, Dusty. There is a Sobeys Liquor opening in the Hamptons in the new commercial area being constructed down by Oodle Noodle and Tim Hortons.
Hot dog.
Oh, that is exciting. The closest one to me right now is up on 87th. And I have to whip up there. This will be great.
Weber Green.
Yeah, the Weber Green one. Yeah, but this one will be great. I'll be able to just whip right down there. Pick up some 6 o'clock lager at a good price. Get myself some spiced rum. Oh, that's good news. Thanks for passing that along. All right, we're going to get into Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. I do want to get to this one from Andrea today. I'm feeling super optimistic for the Elks this season. I love that glue guy bet. Yeah, no, that's I'm very fired up for what we're going to see from the local football team this year. And Morris did text me and goes, hey, I just got disconnected. Can I reconnect this? I said, don't worry about it, Chris.
No, it was that first man on the beach point, and then that was it. I think there was a great spot to, if you're going to disconnect, that's where it's at.
All right, so here's what we got going on today. We got something fun cooking today on Sobeys and Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week. It is the Beer Fest beer in a box. We've got a bunch of different beers in here. 8 different beers. We're going to be joined right now by Dawn, who's the owner of Craft Beer Imports. And I do want to... We've been talking about how to say your last name. Is it C? Is it just C?
My family pronounces it Tess, but just call me the Dawn of Beer. That's easier.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Dawn of Beer.
Okay.
Tess. You know what? We threw around
never
5 or
guessed
6 different pronunciations.
Well, listeners,
and none
too,
of us
were-
said
yeah.
Tess. Damn. Okay, well, that's all right. Okay, tell us about Beer Fest in a Box, man. What do we got going on here?
Yeah, Beer Fest in a Box is a project that we do a couple times a year, and we always put 8 different beers in it, carefully curated. Usually we have a theme, and in this case, we're celebrating Alberta breweries. And so, as you mentioned, there's 8 different Alberta breweries represented in this pack. We try and get things from, so there's a brewery from Sherwood Park, there's a brewery from Calgary, trying to represent all the amazing, there's about 140 some breweries in Alberta now. And we hand selected 8 of them to showcase for people. It's a great product to bring to a party.
You need a bigger box next time. I think,
I
with
was
all
gonna
those
say,
beers.
yeah. We need a 36. We need a cube.
Yeah.
How do you? So, I mean, are a bunch of different breweries reaching out, being like, "Can you put this one of ours in there?" And you sit around and try them all, Don, and then you decide to put them in, or how's that work?
This is my job. This is
what a
I
tough
do,
gig you have, Don. Hey,
I taste beer, and we our mission statement at Craft Beer Importers is we bring good beer to good people, and so we do taste them all and make sure it's only good beer in here, so people can trust us, and we like to educate people on craft beer, and so there's different styles, different breweries. Hopefully, there's something for everybody.
what did you say the number was for craft breweries in Alberta now?
Over 140.
Over 140. That's it. I mean, this is why our Beer of the Week segment has worked so well for 10 years.
Well, yeah.
Like we just keep rotating through all of these. It's terrific. Okay, here's what I want to do with this Beer Fest in a Box. There's 8 beers in there. Let's do 4. So you pick one.
Oh, boy.
Then I'll pick one. Then Don can pick one. And then Trev can pick one. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
All right, you go first. You pick one here.
Randomly? Do I
Well,
just like...
I mean, you want it? Well... No, let's, you could, oh, sorry, yeah, there's all the beers on the side.
okay.
Sorry, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so you pick one. We got our glasses here. We'll try these. And then Don can tell us a little bit about each one that we
Let me try the Berserker Blonde.
Okay, Berserker Blonde. Let's find it. Let's find it here. This is a fun thing to do. Did you find
Exactly.
it? This is kind of a neat thing, especially on a long
It'll be
weekend.
the last one for sure. Nope.
We like to create experiences around beer, not just sell beer, right? Because beer should be fun.
You know what? That's one thing I've sort of, back in the day, I just used to try to drink them as fast as I could. Now it's the story about, I mean, that's good too sometimes, but it's the story about the beer. It's the story about the brewers. It's something that's sort of really opened my eyes. At least I don't want to speak for both of us, but it's opened my eyes to the whole beer scene since we've been doing this Sobeys Safeway Liquor Beer of the Week segment for quite some time now. So Trev, come on over here and let's,
this is one.
So
cool
tell us
can
about
as
this
well.
Berserker Blonde, man. What are we getting here?
Yeah, a straight up blonde ale from a brewery called New Level in Calgary.
I don't know if we've ever done a New Level. I don't know if we've. That can is unbelievable.
Can is
looking.
awesome.
Yeah, they're a very heavy metal themed brewery, and so when you go to their tap room, there's all kinds of heavy metal music playing, and the decor of the tap room is very heavy metal influences.
So once again,
I think
that
we
would
had
be
them
part
on
of your...
and you were gone once.
Oh, okay.
I
Okay,
do
well, that would
remember
make
this
sense
now,
then.
yeah.
I was going to say, so that would once again be a part of your job, going around to various tap rooms across the province and checking things out?
Yeah, I have around the world. I have visited around 1,300 different breweries.
Are you serious? Holy smokes, you are the Don of beer.
Yeah.
You really like this stuff, don't you, Don?
I really like this stuff. So hopefully when you taste it, it should be just lightly sweet, maybe a little bit notes of honey and grain and bread. That's what I would be looking for. I don't happen to have a can of that beer with me right now.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
I do have others.
Let's I'm going to do a cheers. First of all, cheers to the love of beer in general, especially on a May long way. Cheers. Let's try this. Oh, that's good, man. That is very smooth. I'm gonna slide this one maybe over here for old Dusty.
Oh, you're gonna making a play.
Let's see. Okay, all right. I know where I want to go. I'm kind of lame, but I just love the River City Raspberry Ale. I mean, we just had these. We just did something with Brewster's like a month ago, but this is one of my all-time favorite beers. So, how did you figure out there's a sour in here. You got some fruit beers. You kind of checked all the boxes. How did you sort through that type of thing?
So it's exactly what you say. We're trying to check a bunch of boxes. because again, we're trying to make an experience for people in the box. And so, nobody wants 8 blonde ales. That blonde ale you just had is delicious, but nobody wants 8 of them.
Yeah, that is a good beer.
I mean, obviously I'm not trying to, if you love the beer, you can buy 8 of them. But
yeah. You can go get them if you want. Yeah.
Yeah. For this experience, we're trying to give people a whole bunch of things. So something sour, something, light, something hazy, something hoppy, something for everybody.
All right. Well, let's cheers to the Edmonton Oilers getting past the Golden Knights at 5, giving us a weekend free of work because the series won't begin until at least the 20th.
Tuesday.
Cheers, boys.
So Brewster's is a old school brewery. They're one of the OGs. They have locations all across Alberta, great restaurants with a very solid lineup of beer. And this raspberry is just a delicious fruity.
This guy was at a Brewster's last night.
Their wings
at a Brewster's last night.
They can't be beat, but the beer as well. I mean, the pairing of their wings and their beer, and knowing that it's there at that, it's my wife and I's favorite night out, Tuesdays or Thursdays.
Yeah. And it's elevated pub food too. It's not just wings, and they have great wings, but also if you want a ahi tuna bowl, they've got it, right? It's great stuff.
All right, Dawn of Beer, you pick one here. What do you think we should do?
So one of my favorite breweries and a great story is a brewery called Origin. I happen to be wearing their hat and I happen to be wearing their shirt. And so I'm going to do the Origin Pioneer IPA. And I
Pioneer IPA, the West Coast IPA. Is that it? Let's see it. Where's the Origin? I do like this game. Yeah, this is kind of fun.
What I love about these guys is they're one of only 3 breweries in North America that grows their own barley, malts it themselves, and then brews the beer with it. And
that's a big operation.
Only 3 in North America do that?
Only 3 in North America, and the other 2 are tiny. Like they don't do what I just said all the time. They just do a small part of it. Every single one of Origin's beers contains barley that they grew and malted.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I think we should do a cheers to doing your own thing.
Doing your own
worked out well for us.
Exactly.
It's worked out well for everybody. This is great. Yeah,
there is nothing more Alberta than this beer, right? Because the barley's grown here, they malt it here, and they brew the beer here.
That's good. So when you put this together, I mean, many of these breweries have different types of beers. So would they suggest which one they would want in there, or do you go to some of these brewers and say, hey, we want a sour or we want a lager, that type of thing?
Yeah, a little bit of both, because obviously they have to have the beer available for us to buy from them to put in the box. So we might make a suggestion that we'd like your IPA, for example. A brewery might say, well, we don't happen to have enough of our IPA right now. So can we suggest a raspberry beer instead? And we just, we figure it out. We have to, this is what curation does. We talk to all the breweries. We have boxes we want to check, and we just slot breweries into the various boxes we're trying to check.
All right, we're going to let Trev make the final pick. And by the way, we do have a gift certificate to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. So please text in Beer Me to 780-218-9999. That's Beer Me to 780-218-9999. And the
Penelope.
Whoa, what is, Trev, what is
Penelope.
Okay, tell us about, second from the bottom. Okay, yeah. Okay, I mean, what is this? What is this, Don? We've got the tripod Penelope.
Yes.
New England IPA.
Penelope.
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 How do you say this beer's name, Don?
Tripod Penelope. So the owner of this brewery is Christina. She has a cat named Penelope.
Okay.
Who unfortunately got hit by a car.
Damn.
And had to have one of her legs amputated. And so that's why Penelope is
tripod. Penelope. God. So this is named after a 3-legged cat.
This is named after a 3-legged cat. The beer style is a New England IPA. So IPA is typically a hoppy style of beer. New England style is hazy. So when you pour it in your glass, you'll see that it's hazy. A lot of people think of IPA as being bitter, but New England IPA is not bitter, typically speaking. Fruity, juicy. Think like orange juice.
The cat is on the can too.
It's got to be one of the best beer stories.
Yeah. So my cat lost its leg. It's got 3 legs. Tripod Penelope. We're gonna make a beer out of it. This is well. Then we have to cheers to Tripod Penelope.
Yeah, sweet Penelope.
Best Penelope.
Penelope, yes.
Cheers, guys. Oh, that is delicious, man.
Yeah, it's very good.
Well, that's good. Well, 4 for 4, man. This is going to be a great box. This is going to be a terrific box. $29.99 right now at all Sobeys and Safeway Liquors. It is the Beer Fest in a box. The Dawn of Beer, we thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Excellent. That was a great chat. These are good.
Cheers.
He's a great guy.
See you later, man. What did I call it? Penelope?
Penelope, what movie is that from?
Maybe it was from a movie. That's why it was in my head.
It is from Club Dread. That's what it is. Sweet Penelope. She's wearing that name tag. And he's like, oh, Penelope.
I don't think I've ever seen Club Dread.
Oh, man.
I thought you said Judge Dread.
No,
I've seen
that's different. No. Yeah,
Club Dread.
You know what I'm talking. The Penelope joke. Yeah.
What's Club Dread? What's it?
Dude,
is it a comedy?
It's the broken lizard. You know the Super Trooper guys.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're on an island, and it's like a getaway island, and then it's
what's
like a
it
murder
called?
thing.
It's called
Club Dread. Oh,
Club
Dusty.
Dread. I'm gonna have to watch this.
You're gonna love it.
Okay.
Sweet Penelope.
Robert McGraw says Penelope. I was way off.
Yeah.
All right, 780-218-99. What was your favorite of those 4, boys?
I mean, what I really liked is all of our picks were real different.
A lot of different ones there. Yeah.
As he said, that's kind of the nature of the box. That's how it should be. I did like the Berserker. I could have drank
You can
an
have
8.
the Berserker.
Yeah, I could have drank 8 of those.
I'm gonna have the River City.
The Penelope one was very interesting. It was unique. I mean, yeah.
I'm actually happy with my choice.
Yeah, you like the Penelope?
Yeah.
Penelope, yes, Penelope
Sweet
tastes good.
Penelope.
The sweet little Penelope beer.
She's a gymnast. Yes.
Those were awesome.
Is that from the movie?
It's a long weekend.
I love this one. You think?
You said maybe movie night tonight.
Is it even streaming? Oh, I can't watch that one with my kids. Probably.
Yeah.
Is it streaming anywhere?
I hope so. I don't know.
Whatever. I could probably buy it for like $3
Yeah,
on
just
Apple or something.
please. I know sometimes I say some weird. I'm like,
But you
do
want me
this
to
or try
watch
this? Please, for the love of
And what's the name of it again? Club
Dread. Oh,
and it's got all the guys from the.
Yeah, and it's kind of it's a playoff like Jimmy Buffett's Margarita. Like it's that kind of vibe to it.
All right, you know what? I'll try to take it for a run this weekend. I might have some time, even if I throw it on when I'm like doing some work. If there's some good laughs in it,
You will wet your pants.
I'll still catch up on those. Okay, well, I'll give it a go. That's something I learned on the show today. I should watch
Coconut
Club
Pete.
Dread.
Yeah, that's who.
Rob
it is.
from the Grove says it's on Disney Plus.
There you go.
Perfect.
So it's a family movie.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
It must be if it's on there.
Sure. Yeah, and Slamming Salmon too. That's another, the lesser known.
All right, beer me if you want to get in here. Beer me 780-218-9999. Text beer me, and one of you will end up getting a gift certificate to Sobeys and Safeway Liquor. Perfect time for the long weekend, May long weekend, sliding in. Maybe you're heading out camping or something. Pick up this Beer Fest in a box. 8 tall boys from 8 different breweries. Just $29.99 at Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, which apparently has a new location opening down in the Hamptons.
How about that Don Hay just casually being like, I've been to 1,300 breweries. Like, somebody want to see his spreadsheet.
I'm not sure that guy was real. I think, first of all, he goes, if we say it, Tess?
Nobody had that.
Well, that's because there's
All
no
the
way.
listeners in Texas.
There's no way TSE can be pronounced Tess. There's just no way. Anyway, we were way off on that one. I don't even think the bookbinder would have figured that one out. All right, let's get into the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as good as ours, this tis be the place to do it. WilliamHuff.com. Bruce texted me earlier today, right when we were starting the show. Remember, I was like, who's texting me at 6 a.m.?
Yeah, right.
It was Bruce from William Huff. He said, Dusty, I think we could do like a betting 101 video. I'd like to start dabbling over at Play Alberta. I was like, yes, I know.
Yeah, see, and that's a good.
I need to do that.
That's a great
I need
idea.
to sit down.
You got to.
5-minute video. Hey, here are the ins and outs. Here's what this means. Here's what this means.
I think a lot of people are too.
Spreads, numbers, how it works.
The lingo.
I'll have to get that done at some point.
People would dip their toe in if they kind of.
Let me sit on it. I'll put something together. Okay, maybe I'll do it in song.
I think the time is right.
Is the time right for? Let me check.
One of those.
Let me see if the
That'd
time
be
is
good.
right.
That'd be
for-
good. A song like the Maple Leaf guy. This is a story about it.
Yeah.
Like do it like that.
If you want to get betting wrapped around your head, let me explain to you about the spread.
Yes.
Like stuff like that. It is time.
It's time.
What did we learn on the show today, boys?
Padraig Harrington's fall at the PGA Championship, but Taylor Pendrith tied for 12th. He's 1 under through 9.
Pendy's a big ball hitter, man. That's a good course for him.
3 under for the tournament. Johnny Vegas, though, still in the lead, albeit 1 over through 6 today. 7 under, Max Homa through 12. He sits a stroke off the lead at
7 under through Max Homa out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Max Homa from the parking lot. My goodness.
Yeah.
Trev, you learned anything on the show today?
The story, the origin of tripod Penelope.
Penelope.
Oh, sweet Penelope.
And I learned that the Wolf dropped off our pocket watches, which will really add to our next Gentleman Sweep show.
And we also learned how to correct the time on them, which was helped.
I'll say this. If the Oilers end up playing the Jets, I think they could beat them in 5.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's going to be an awesome lock shop today. Huss is going to be flying high. Helly with the 4-0. I texted him last night when they're up 3-0. He goes, "This place is unbelievable." He's so happy. He might not even have slept yet. All right, let's get to your sound of the day today. Boys, what do we do for sound of the day today?
Leafs wrap. I mean, it's...
I don't want to do Leafs wrap.
It'd be the last time we...
In general, I hate that song.
I like it.
You want Leafs wrap too?
I think it's really funny.
It's great.
It is on elimination night.
we hate it because it's so bad, and that's the...
Elimination night. Oh, what a night.
Fuck me, lady.
Here we go. Welcome everybody to my rap presentation. A shout out to everyone in Leaf Nation. A tribute to the best team in the NHL. A cup in 2012, only time will tell. The Maple Leafs are who I'm talking about. This is the year they'll break their playoff drought. Let's start with the first forward line, composed of 3 men who are fine. On one side, you've got Jeffrey Lupul. He's about to school you, you're just a pupil. Can't be stopped by a blood infection. Former first round selection. Phil Kessel is a stud most definitely. This is the year he'll snipe 40. Cancer couldn't stop him, nothing can. If you hate on him, you ain't a true fan. Centering the line will be Tim Connolly. When he signed with the Leafs, I thought, oh really? Fine.
Oh, look at LeBron! Now with the right, he throws it down with the left hand.
That's as far as I can go. That's as far as I can go. I built
Connolly
that
was
in.
enough, yeah.
Yeah. Trev, that song originally went on for 3 minutes. He does the entire line, all 4 lines. Not even in this market would we be stupid enough to write a song about all 4 lines.
I know it's a hot take, but I actually like it. Like, I really do like it.
You can't hate it.
Yeah, no, I really do like it. I want to hear the 3-minute after this, please.
That's your sound of the day right there. Text of the day. And I'm not even sure who sent this in. This is going to be a trouble. If you sent in this text, you will win the a gentleman handshake over there. I like that.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's good.
We should.
We also learned today that Chris Morris fully supports whatever look I want on CFL and TSN.
Did you boys try his homemade doner log, Jason?
Well, he said
said
really
yesterday.
wasn't donair, but I did have a slice of that random meat in the office.
That meat log,
It was more of a meat log, I guess.
Yeah, it
That's a
wasn't
good way to
donair.
describe
If you shave it, though, it's...
I mean, I guess if you could have shaved it.
Yeah.
I ate a big chunk.
And it is
But yes, I did
seasoned
put
well.
Jay's
yeah.
meat in my mouth yesterday, and it was
Good to know.
As did I, and it was exquisite.
Careful, Trev. Your accent's starting to pop.
Constipated Irishman's coming out again.
No, that's not at all. Mine was good. My accent was
gold
good.
member yesterday.
It was like the Leafs rap.
Yeah.
I listened back. It's not gold member at all. I don't know what people are hearing. I don't hear it. Anyway.
Text of the day for A&W. A&W's new Steakhouse Team Burger. From bun to bun, it's loaded with steakhouse flavors, unlike any you've had before. It's got bacon jam and that sweet and smoky, plus the peppercorn aioli. It's creamy and savory. This is a nice mix. Sweet, smoky, creamy, savory.
I'd love to try one.
A&W's, Tina.
Where the hell is Tina?
Tina, I thought we were getting these this
I hope
week.
she's okay.
I better check in on her. Wellness check.
Yeah.
I'm going to roll all the way down to the A&W office, which is like on the south side.
Tina!
I'm going to go in there and be like, is Tina here? Yes,
need
I'm
to
right
see
here.
Tina.
We're so worried for you. A&W's juicy grass-fed beef raised without the use of hormones and steroids. Taste the Steakhouse Team Burger for a limited time at A&W. Canada's original burger chain since 1956. Text of the day today. I don't have the name of the person because I cut and pasted it into a notepad file. But if you sent in this text us. And don't lie, because we'll see your text.
We'll find
history.
you. Yeah.
Reid hates the gentleman sweep because of a horrible accident where he witnessed a gentleman being run over by a street sweeper that was driven by another gentleman.
Box pounder.
Box pounder. There you go. Box pounder. Congratulations, my man.
Yeah, that was
Box pounder wins text of the day today. Boys, Oilers, sitting back like Luke just made out with his sister Leia, watching the action this weekend. What are you guys watching tonight?
I'll be watching for your reaction on Twitter after you watch Club Dread.
I have a business meeting at 1:30 today, or else I just go home right after Oil Stream and watch
I have my dream baseball series beginning tonight as the Mariners are in San Diego to take on the Padres.
Oh, man, you should be there.
My AL team meeting my NL team.
Your two league teams going head to head.
In heaven.
The Lieutenant Eric Subway Series. We'll probably watch something Star Wars related tonight in the Nielson. But I don't know. Yesterday I was scrolling through things. I think I want to watch Sing 2 with the kids tonight. You've never seen Sing 2?
I think it's pronounced C2. Tis 2.
No, I like that movie. It's a good movie.
We all know what Trev's going to be watching.
It makes me cry a little bit, to be honest with you. Trev, good luck tonight. Eh?
Mock me.
Gentlemen. I will make you
start your engines.
Start your. Yes, I will.
Muck me, lady, tonight. All right, that is going to do it for the Nielson Show today. Trev's got a house party and then a date tonight. Never seen such a stack like that tonight. Yeah. This is incredible. Box Pounder says, this is the greatest day of my life. Hey, look, man, I get it. The Steakhouse Team Burger is really good, Box Pounder, but come on, man, you must have had a better day. Sailor says, that is a great movie to watch with the kids. Yeah, we've watched it a bunch. I just need a good cry tonight.
Club Dread. Yeah.
No. Sing 2, the guy, the lion and his wife. Emotional tale. All right, that's going to do it for us. Hangouts coming up. We got Glue Guy. We got Tommy. We got Maddie. Locked and loaded. I'll be back with the Lock Shop at 11, Oil Stream at 1 today, EST afternoons from 1 to 3, Reid Wilkins show from 3 to 6. It looks like we'll probably be setting up game 1 on Tuesday, which should be terrific. For YouTube, Trev, Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Thank you very much for all the support here at EST. We love you. Take it easy.